There you go.
The stream should be live in a bit.
Okay, so here we go then.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, people. Come on. Jack it in and jack it up.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Chinny, other fellas will tell you about
And
it.
Chinny is a liar, ain't got a cold and he's on his feet.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Blah, blah, blah,
It's the
blah.
veteran gamers.
You mean like stew?
I certainly do not mean stew.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
I don't know, Duke. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, boy.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
What do I look like? A guy who's not lazy?
Hello and welcome to episode 768 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yeah, 768 people. What's happening? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
Yep.
And that's Chinny eating his dinner because he just came back from a trip to Golford.
Is that where the park is? Or is that Gosford? I don't know.
No, as in Grimclub,
Oh, yeah.
up in Havershire for sure.
Up in,
I don't know
yeah.
where he was. He said
Yeah.
earlier, but I forget. Anyway, we are not military veterans, people. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle. You have to know this.
We are. We are. So, how is
We
everybody?
stream every week. Yeah, I'm kind of crappy. I got all these papers to grade. I got to design a new quiz because as soon as you give a quiz, the students are like, "When's the retake?" And I had a student who got an 18 out of 20 on the quiz. When's the retake? I'm like, God, it's so exhausting.
Is that because they assume they're going to do terribly badly and then...
Just take the score you get on the quiz. Oh, I didn't get the score I wanted. Okay, study harder next time. Like, what? This isn't going to be like this in college, kids. I don't know what to tell you. You get to college, it's not going to be like you can turn in that essay whenever you feel like it and just take the quiz 7 times until you get the grade you want.
Yeah, those kids need to try harder. By the way, I'm going to ask you this question.
Accept
Duke.
reality. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you this
Fire
question.
away. Shoot. Let me hear you.
You sent me an excerpt from one of your students' assignments or essays.
I did?
And I'm going to ask you, what age was that student? I'm just asking
What?
this.
I
out
don't
of
know what you're talking
curiosity.
about. What did I send you an excerpt?
I don't know. You
Is it on
sent-
the WhatsApp?
No, you said because it was like little fluffy clouds.
Oh, yeah. They had they were describing the sky and it said,
Correct.
the sky had very fluffy clouds. I was like, oh, snap, Stu will
Yeah.
appreciate this.
But what-
It's an orb. It's not a direct orb reference. She didn't know what the orb is,
No,
but
no, it's clear. But what age was this student?
they're 17, 18. Why do you ask?
Okay, because the grammar was atrocious, the spelling was terrible, and it looked like I'll be honest with you, if that was in this country, I'd have thought a 9-year-old did that, 8, 9 years
Okay,
old.
well, okay, first of all, I couldn't have sent you more than like 2 sentences. So that's a few data points, and it's important not to extrapolate too much based on that.
Yeah, but there was spelling mistakes, there was all sorts of stuff going on.
Well, now I have to look at it because I don't remember, but
In fact, look, I'll get my phone and tell you. Just bear with me one
well, here, no, I
second.
got it right here. Look, it was bright and blue, and there were cliffs off to the side. Were spelled wrong, right?
Were spelled
And
wrong.
palm trees everywhere. Everywhere should be one word.
Exactly.
There were nice, should be were. Yeah, there are a bunch of
Words
mistakes.
again,
Here, no doubt.
badly.
Breeze was just. Look, here's the thing, Stu. You're right. There are a lot of problems with this, no doubt.
What did it teach those kids in America at that age? She should
I
be...
guarantee you there's a
Wow.
lot of students the same age in the UK who also don't read and don't pay attention when the teachers are teaching about spelling and grammar and sentence structure, and they probably also have crappy writing.
I would be
But-
amazed if a 17-year-old in this country wrote that way. I really, because they're about to
Well,
go
I
to
don't know what to
college.
tell you.
They're about to go to college. They have to have like really decent grammar, decent spelling. I mean, wow. I'm
Okay,
shocked. I'm shocked.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Let's find. Let's Jacinta is a teacher in Australia, right? And so let's
Yeah.
see if she has students whose grammar is always beautiful and the spelling is always magnificent.
Well, no, I'm not saying
gonna
that, but
dispute-
some of these are really basic issues. You know,
Yeah,
they're
I
not like-
agree. Look, yes, I'm not disputing what you're saying. I just think it's probably a widespread problem around the world because of just people not reading very much and not taking the idea of spelling and punctuation and sentence structure seriously.
I have no idea. But that being said, really nicely described. can I say?
Well,
So
see, that's
apart-
the thing, is that there's this balance between wanting to encourage the good stuff they're doing and get them to fix the bad stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. But yeah, nicely, like the description I thought was great. But
It looks like a 9-year-old wrote it, but
But it looked like
really
if you'd have
nice.
asked me, I'd have said it was like Millie wrote like that when she was about 8. In fact, she probably didn't write that badly at 8 or 9. I'm being honest.
I mean, look, ultimately, I deal with all sorts of students at all sorts of levels. And, I share your frustration that by the time they're in, they're 17 or 18, they should have spelling down and they don't. So
Yeah.
what can I do? I can't fail them for having some spelling mistakes. That's just not an option. And that's part of the problem too in the United States, is there's this idea of like, keep them moving and don't hold kids back. And then the question is, okay, well, what, and plus in our schools, you don't do the work, you get half credit, you can turn things in whenever you want. And so we're very much showing the students a lot of warmth, but not as much demanding as we should in terms of like requiring them to do certain things.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I share your frustration.
Yeah, no, I was just a bit shocked because I said to Kay, I'm sure it's like quite old high school kids he teaches. So
Yes.
and I showed it Kay
Yes.
and I said, what do you think? Is it me just being harsh? And she was like, no. So it was, I mean, when you go to university, just another quick question, do you have to do a dissertation when like at the end of your university course?
It depends on the courses. It depends on the program. Most of the time, not. But writing is a very big part of university. That's the number one thing I say in every class I
Yeah.
teach, is that you need to know how to write if you're planning to go to college.
Yeah.
But then the question is, what if I don't? Like the question is always, what, if I'm not going to read this book, and what if I don't, right? And the answer is not much, to be honest. Like, they don't have the skills. They don't learn how to spell. They don't learn how sentences work.
Yeah, see, in this country, they just wouldn't pass the GCSEs, I guess, and at that point, they wouldn't get into college because you have to have like grades higher than whatever. To
And
get
that's
on
the
your
thing
college
too,
course.
right? So we have a test called the ACT, I don't even know, academic competency test or something. I don't know what a C stands for, but it is meant to sort of be like the GCSEs. And there's a lot of students who don't do very well. And we English teachers are told to get them ready for the test. Well, it doesn't work like that, because we can help them cram and we can tell them like, yeah, you got to get ready for this test. But at the end of the day, you don't prepare for that test in a week beforehand or a month beforehand. You prepare for it for 10 years beforehand, right?
Yeah,
Are you
absolutely,
reading on a
yeah.
regular basis? Are you paying attention in English class, et cetera, et cetera? And a lot of students don't. So,
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Bloody social media, telephones, tablets, all that
yes,
shit.
it's a big problem around the world, I think. So,
Yeah, they're
John
doing it
Mouse teaches. John Mouse, if you're listening, tell us what you see from your students in terms of their writing skills and spelling and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, interestingly, they're doing an experiment in the UK at the moment. There's a school that's banning mobile phones completely during the school day. So
There are
they're allowed to
states in the
take them
U.S. that are
through the
doing that
gate.
across the
Yeah.
state. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and I think the good news about that, and we will talk about video games soon, people, don't you worry. When a whole state or when a community says we can't have these phones in class, it's a way of saying to the students, this isn't about your teacher being on a power trip. Because right now, if I say put your phone away, it's just me and the student, and we're just like, butting heads because they want to look, they want to chat with their friends. I want them to pay attention to the class. It's a very much one-on-one kind of argument. But if we can say, look, your parents don't want you to be using your phone during the school day, the community doesn't want you, the government doesn't, like everybody says it's very important that you put that fucking phone away.
Well, they're never
get
going to
more
learn,
weight.
are they? Because they're so distracted. They're not going to take anything in other than
That-
what's on the screen. And
You're telling me.
yeah, that must be so difficult.
It's so, and especially difficult because I don't ever want to teach in terms of like, because I said so, and if you don't, then you're out of here. I believe the worst thing you can tell a student is that you're disposable to me. Like, I'm going to kick you out of the room. So then the question is, okay, the kid doesn't put their phone away. What do I do? Well, I can ask them nicely. I can ask them nicely again. I have these little slips that say, please put your phone in a bag or a pocket. But it's so exhausting to constantly be telling the kid, put it away, put it away, put it away. And at the end of the day, the real purpose of me giving them a hard time about their phone isn't even about my class. It's about the habits they're building and what they're going to be like in 5 years if they don't work on it now. So, I want them to know it's about their own long-term self-interest and helping them be better people and be present for their loved ones and their friends and romantic partners or whatever. And that's a big tough thing to kind of get through to them.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've got a job on your hands there, Duke.
Yes,
is
I do.
what I would
But
say.
that
But
is
that's
not
video,
why we
it
came
is a
here.
video game.
Yeah, we are here to talk about some video games.
Yes.
And where the hell is my buzzer? Why is my
Yeah, press the
not my
buzzer, man.
top
What's the matter
five
with you?
There we go. I got hot positive and hot negative, and it's in the hot negative list. So yeah. Anybody got a story to tell?
No, not really. Not really. We've
Jenny?
been doing some decorating, but that's about it.
No.
Okay, well, no stories then.
Where are
There
you
you
going?
go.
Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
I told stories about phones in the classroom. It's a fun story. That entire generation is losing its ability to concentrate.
Yeah, it is.
I just realized I didn't put my-
including us.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
It's the 768 is the episode. We didn't update this in the show notes. All
No,
right.
we didn't. No, we didn't.
So I realized I didn't put my stuff into the document because I thought I'd have time because Chinny said he's gonna be 15 minutes late and then he
and
lied.
then he wasn't. He wasn't fifth, which is great
Oh.
for me. Can I just say?
Liar. Yeah.
So we start.
So
shall I
who wants to
I
start?
don't
Go
know.
ahead, Stu.
Shall I
Why
start?
don't you start?
I haven't played a ton of stuff this week. I'll be honest
Yeah,
with
me
you.
neither.
It's
I mean,
been
I
a weird
have,
week.
but not new stuff.
And I just alluded to the fact we've been decorating. We're sorting out the downstairs bathroom. It's 7 years after we started trying to do it. So that's
Oh my goodness.
it's getting a plumber. You can't get fucking plumbers. They're a nightmare. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
an aside. So I've been doing scraping and painting and stuff. You know, getting
Yeah.
it prepared, ready, and we're having the new.
You said you
stuff
didn't
put
have a
in.
story.
I know. Well, it's not really that interesting.
No, this is
But-
fast. Keep going.
But in
But-
between all of that stuff, I
Good
have been
but.
playing 1,000 times Resist.
Okay.
Quite a bit more, and
see you.
it's an interesting experience as a game. I would say
What sort of game is it?
it's hard to describe. It's kind of a walking simulator, I suppose,
Okay.
because the gameplay is fairly minimal. It's just
Beyond-
revolves around conversations, really,
Mhm.
and getting to those conversations. Because what happens is it's a bit weird, right? So basically, just give you a head like an overview of the story.
Give me an overview.
These aliens invade the world,
Uh-huh.
and during that invasion, the game's set in Canada, but during
Okay.
that, and obviously the main characters an immigrant, like a Chinese immigrant who's moved to Canada, and she's friends with another immigrant, but sort of horrible to her at the same time, and she's called Iris.
Okay.
So this alien invasion thing happens. They spread this plague, which is like makes your eyes water, and then you like eventually die. So all these kids are dying from this plague. That's sort of happening, and all the like adults are dying. Turns out this horrible person called Iris is immune to the virus.
Okay.
So fast forward into the future, and she's the sole survivor of the human race.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but to keep like a human race going, they just clone her. So there's loads and loads of clones of this one person, and they all look identical,
Dude.
but they have slightly different personalities, slightly different hairdos. So they all dress like
Slightly different levels of diarrhea and
Yeah.
runny noses and stuff.
correct, but none of these can get the plague because they're all immune because they've got the genetic code of the immune for the immunity.
It's like The Last of Us, but done with cloning instead.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting concept. So like some of them are assigned roles. So one's like a watcher, one's like a listener, one's like a
One's
so
a
they all
what?
have like a listener.
Get
Sorry,
it? I was
see
pretending
what
I
I
wasn't
did.
listening.
So they all have these different assigned roles, and you play as the watcher in the game.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and basically, as the watcher, you just sort of observe what everybody's doing and record it. That's kind of your job. So it's a little bit weird. But you meet up with the other like main characters, and you go back in time to see how everything originated with Iris. So it's kind of like
Yes.
the story's told through flashbacks of.
Ooh,
her
do you have
life.
amnesia?
No, there's no amnesia.
Oh, okay.
Flashbacks before she became what they see as the god. So she's like they call her the old mother, and they sort of all.
Okay.
But what's kind of interesting is you find out through these flashbacks that really she wasn't a really very nice person, and this sort of accolade of being the old mother is not false, but kind of not really earned. So I'm really fascinated by it. It's kind of a really interesting, and I like the way it's being sort of fed to you like, in just little snippets. The only thing I'm not and it's kind of weird, right? Because the map. So she seems quite childlike. When you go back in time, she's got these like, this is my favorite drawing, and like on the wall, and they're quite childlike looking, you know, quite sort of basic. And when you bring up the map, when you're in like the hub world, oh shit, I've gone off, haven't I? Yeah.
No, you're here. We're good. You're good. It's just I'm not always jumping in. I don't want to keep distracted.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I thought I've gone off for a minute.
No, it's good to check, but sorry, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that then you've gradually built this picture of what she was really like as a person, and
through the flashbacks.
And she's not very nice. And like when you're in the hub world, you get like a map, but when you bring up the map,
torturing puppies and stuff.
no, the map's kind of also like a childlike picture as well.
Okay.
And
Spelled words wrong and all that shit. It's like,
all
hey,
that shit,
fucking
all that
9-year-old.
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm finding it difficult to navigate because you've got to find these special characters amongst them, but you also bump into all these other clones that some of them you can interact with, some just make comments as you're walking past them. And again, there's the ones that they're just all called the sisters. So everyone's called a sister.
Here's the big question though. They're all the same age, yeah?
Yeah.
And are these children, or are they like adults?
No, they're all like adult. Like, so I would say sort of late teens, early adults. So
Okay.
Like,
so the question then is, and they're all clones of each other. They're all clones of the same thing.
Yeah, they all originate from the old mother.
Are they all having sex with each other?
No, because
let's be honest. That would be happening if everyone's like, you know, hey,
because they're all girls. So what's kind of
so I hate to break this to you, Stu. It is possible for girls to have
what's quite
sex with
interesting,
girls.
I've just played a section of the game where obviously you have a flashback to meeting the grandmother.
So are you telling me that Stu doesn't really understand what lesbians are?
I don't. But no,
why?
They don't seem interested in that, but maybe they are. I don't know.
I guess it's kind of like having sex with your sisters or brothers if it's clones.
Yeah, you're all kind
know.
of related in a way. You're all genetically.
Yeah, I guess so.
So.
I don't know. Hey, we're getting into the murky deep end here. I don't know how to think about it.
Do you know what's interesting? I mean, this game does look like it comes from China or Japan or whatever because it's that kind of aesthetic.
But it's Canadian.
But normally you'd be, it's Canadian, but you'd normally be...
There's pervs in Canada.
Yeah, you'd be aggrieved if this game had pervy bits in it, but this game, moment, has no pervy bits in it, and you're aggrieved at that? I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm just surprised. I'm not aggrieved. I'm not upset. I'm like, where's the sexy times? I'm just, you know.
There are references to sex, right? Okay, because there's one section again where you're packing your stuff to go... So you volunteer to be studied by the scientists.
Ooh,
you know,
anal probes?
To see if they can find a cure to the plague, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So because you're immune, and you're packing all your stuff, and there's a dildo on the bed, and she's like, should I tell you the vibrator? No,
Yeah, you should. You're going to be bored during
going.
these examinations, man. You need to keep it caliente.
So it is quite a mature game, shall we say, but done in a mature way. It's not done in a kind of...
I don't know if here's a dildo. Is that really mature necessarily?
Well, it's something that women have. Something that women have.
I'm still taken aback by Stu's response of like, no, they can't be having sex with each other because they're all women.
Well, that is true, but I mean, in the context,
like Millie bringing back her friend who's a girl, but they've just been friends for ages.
No, I didn't mean
really
it that
good
way.
Friends.
I don't know. It just, there's no horny men though, is there? You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, it's usually the horny blokes, and there's horny women, I guess. But anyway, that's an aside.
Yes, it is.
That's an aside.
No, that's the main point.
That's the main point. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the difficult, I'm finding it difficult to find the people I need to connect with to get these flashbacks. So you have to kind of just wander around till you find someone. But there are distractions along the way because you do, like I say, bump into other people. They give you some backstory as well, and they talk to you, you know, about stuff that's happening. But it is a very deep game, I would say. It's kind of quite intellectual. You've got to think a lot about the themes and the concepts that are in it, which is kind of unusual for a video game most of the time, if I'm being really honest. And it's really well written. It's all fully voice acted. Do you know what I mean? You do get obviously subtitles on screen, but you can turn those off. And it's really well done, and I'm really impressed so far with the characterization and the stuff that's going on, because Iris, she was fucking horrible. She was not a nice person.
Yeah.
But yeah, now she's like the god, if you will.
Yeah.
When you say it's a deep game, do you mean shit?
No, I mean it's
Are you getting the words wrong again? Shit?
No, I mean let's be honest.
Like when you jumped into the shit end of the swimming pool.
Most video games these days are fairly superficial as far as story goes. There's no deep concepts or interesting stuff going on that you haven't seen before. And let's be honest, a lot of video game stories lack any sort of originality in essence.
The Pac-Man, he's taking the things and he's getting the ghosts.
He's popping the pills, going for a rave. Yeah, I just feel like it's fairly original as far as stories go. This feels like would be a really good, just standard science fiction story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I hadn't read before. Like I say, I feel like a lot of video games ape other media or ape other stories that have already been told, whereas I feel like this is pretty original, and I think it's got to be applauded for that. So there you go. That's what I think. I think 1,000 Times Resist is a pretty impressive game so far.
Look, they're being applauded for it.
So there you go.
There you go. All right, cool. Does that mean it's me?
It means it's you.
It means it's me. So there's this game called Skyrim. Yeah, I played some Rocket League. God, I'm so tired of the angry children on that game. I was so ready to have fun today, and then I just ran into one angry child after another. And I get that, look, at a certain point, it might be on me to step away from it. I wish the game weren't so fun, because then I could say, I had no problem walking away from Overwatch. Right? Overwatch can be nasty, filled with children. Fortnite has problems in terms of the fan base. Even Dota 2 can be toxic. Those games, I was like, all right, you know what? It's not worth it. Rocket League is worth it. So whatever. Anyway, I played a little more Wayfinder, which is still very good. It's so weird how so much of it is like based on like bright colors and stuff, because it's, a medieval context and stuff. I got a house. I think I mentioned last week that I had been getting stuff for my house, but hadn't actually found a house. Obviously, you build a base for yourself in Minecraft, right? You can have a house in Skyrim. Witcher 3, you don't really have a home in that game, do you?
No, but you have, what's it called? There's like a keep, isn't there, where you sort of...
Oh, yeah, you're right. There is. So you have like a bedroom and stuff.
Yeah, so there is like a place where you...
Yeah, and the story kind of comes back to that.
Yeah, like
place.
a headquarters, isn't it?
Right. Fallout, you can obviously have homes and stuff to, repair your weapons and whatnot. Most games, there's really no reason to have a home. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really serve any purpose beyond just kind of we got a cute baby on the stream. Hi, cute baby.
Decorative though, isn't it?
It is, and I mean that's fine.
That is
I
a
think
cute
it's
baby. Can I just
say?
say?
It's such a cute baby. So I don't know. It's just I got stuff for my home. Hi, Rosa, we love you. I had stuff for my home, and it's very hi, Rosa. Put the headphones on.
Yeah, Rosa, put
she
the
wants
headphones
the headphones.
on.
Yeah. So anyway, like Wayfinder, it's I just want to hold them. I don't want to wear them.
Hello, Rosa.
Hello.
Oh,
Has she said her first word yet?
Say hi. Say hi. Be adorable.
Yeah, right. Well, she's always being adorable. She's just not talking. Hello.
She's way too
She's
late.
like, who are these idiots?
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna play with the
So anyway, the other thing that's bugging me about Wayfinder is that when you're in a shop in a lot of games, you can compare the thing you're looking at to what you have equipped, right? New World, right out the box. You're comparing the thing you're looking at in the shop to what you have equipped.
Yeah,
you
is
can't
it
do
better
that
or
in...
worse? Is it better
right.
or worse?
And if it's a loot game, which Wayfinder very much is a loot game, like they should allow that. Should be not a no-brainer, but you can't. So it's kind of annoying that that's not something that's in Wayfinder. You know, whatever. I'm still having fun with it. It's a good gameplay loop. There's lots of stuff to do in the game. Faster now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we. So anyway, Wayfinder still fun. Not great story, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. So
Rosa, what have you been playing?
What's Rosa been playing?
she's been on holiday.
Rosa
we
has
saw
actually
pictures of
played
her.
a video game.
Really? What game is that?
Oh my god.
She has moved a character on a video game.
Oh snap!
I'm
Breath of the
getting
Wild.
The video game was Thank Goodness You're Here.
Oh,
God.
really? That's a good game for her to be playing.
Imagine
when
Dad
she's
would
a
look.
child.
I guess as a child, she'd like the look of that though,
Yeah.
because it's very childlike, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, I turned it on when she was in the room. And she looked at it and she was like, ooh. what's
No, I
that?"
bet she was. And the noises.
And then you were
stuff.
like, "Here, play! Slap that cop in the
She's
face."
Waving. She's waving.
Hi.
Hi. I'm waving back.
Say
There you go.
hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
There you go.
Oh, just happy Rose.
Smiling. Right.
She's
Yes.
like, what is going on?
So, do you have anything else to talk about with that game, Chinny?
Oh,
finished
thank
it.
God you've answered.
I finished it, Rosa.
Yeah.
You finished
I-
it. All right.
I
finished it.
assumed you would. Because it's very short. It's
is
fairly
very
short.
Very short.
It's all right. It's not going to be my game of the year, I don't think. But
No.
it's good. What did you think, Rosa? You played it a little bit. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. It ends well, doesn't it, Stu? I thought.
I thought it was pretty good. I liked the ending. It made me laugh.
It makes you
Most
laugh.
of the game made me laugh, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. It's pretty.
I
Funny.
love the irreverent ducks that make comments every time you pass them, and it's always something different,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And the people made me laugh a lot.
Yeah, that's good. It's all good.
People
It's
in
all
the
good.
fence. There's a lot of visual gags going on in this
Yeah.
game.
No, it's a funny game. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's a bit expensive for what it is, I feel like, but it's okay. As I said, it might be more game of the year, but it was a fun.
It's
little romp.
definitely quality over quantity because the quality is pretty impressive. The quantity is not a lot, you know. But
Yeah.
what you get, you know, it's like a good episode of a Monty Python film. I guess is the best way to.
Yeah.
No, it's
to
not.
describe it.
It's not that bad.
Well,
Hey,
it's not that good.
It's not that
You
bad.
mean? Oh.
Chinny just wants to hate on Monty Python.
Wow,
I
you
don't
hate.
like
I
Monty
didn't really.
Python.
Wow, did you know?
That's because you're wrong.
No, it's because I like Spike Milligan and he's better.
Yeah, do you know what?
You don't
though?
have to compare them.
It could be compared to Spike Milligan. To be fair, it is fairly irreverent and fairly stupid.
Yeah. I was always
Yeah.
a Spike Milligan fan than a Monty Python.
That's
fan.
fine. You can like that.
Okay,
But
I
yeah.
can't really hear you now because Rose is sort of taking over. So I'm gonna
I know
go.
she's taken over.
Because she's so cute, you can't say no to her.
So cute.
Be right back.
Okay, Chinny's going to deal with Rosa.
Deal with Rose. I think you should. Oh no, I was going to say I think you should speak about another game because you got more than me, but now you've got
No,
the
I do
same
not.
as me, and
Yeah.
well. I'm going to wait till Chinny comes back because I want him to be here when we discuss this.
Okay.
Because he was a bit of a fan of this game back in the day. So I'll be interested to see what he thinks.
I gotcha.
By the way, good choice while we're talking of games. Good choice for next week's Play My Game, bitch.
Yeah. We're going to play Mud Flappers.
Yeah,
no,
'cause I looked at
Expeditions.
I
a
looked
Mud
at
Runner
this,
game.
and I thought this would be a good one for it.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Yeah. It's a little different. We haven't played a lot of driving games lately. So, everybody out there listening, check out on Game Pass Expeditions, a Mud Runner game. Could be
Yeah.
fun.
I think the last driving game I played was Forza Horizon 5.
Uh huh.
It was Forza Horizon 5. And I was impressed with it to begin with, but then I was like, eh. Got bored.
Yeah, I hit the wall with racing games to a certain point. Like Carbon is the last one I remember. Need for Speed Carbon way back in the day was the last one I was really into.
No, I remember the last one you were into. Is that one when you could swap drivers? You could be different.
Oh,
people?
Driver San Francisco. Oh,
There you go.
yeah, that was because that was something kind
kind
of different and fun, and it meant that you didn't have to wait for the race to be over. You just swap into somebody else's body. That was the business, man.
I remember that. I rember you loving it. I never
Yeah.
played it, funnily enough. I didn't give
There
it
was
a-
another Need for Speed game that came out more recently with the colors and stuff, but I don't know. I drifted away from it and I never went back. So I don't know.
I feel like the old.
I think I get all my driving in with Rocket League. You what?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like a lot of driving games just become a bit samey. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're all fairly
Yeah.
similar.
Mm.
But yeah, the only good thing about this mud running game, it's totally. Did you ever have you ever played the mud running games
No,
like the other
I've
one?
never played any of them.
I played it a little bit. I feel like I bought one when it was really cheap
Okay.
in a Steam sale.
Okay.
But I've definitely
Chinny's
played
back.
one, though.
You're ready to
Hold
talk
on.
about this game that you were going to talk about.
So, Chinny,
Yo.
quite a big release this week, I think, and I bought it because
Was it Dead Rising?
because this game I never finished it the original playthrough
Did you not?
because it was fucking really difficult,
Oh,
and I'll tell you where I got stuck. So
you
I
tell
got-
me.
I got stuck in the underground car park. You know when you have to go down into the underground
Yeah.
car, and it's absolutely rammed with zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And I just died, and I died, and I died, and I just constantly kept dying, and I just gave up in the end because I just couldn't do it, no matter how many. And I went. It's not like I didn't give it a good shake. I
Well,
went back.
There wasn't much else to play back then.
No, I went back multiple times to try and finish that section, and every time I got killed again and again and again, which was so frustrating. But I feel like I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to get there because
Well, you're in luck because they've made it way easier.
yeah, honestly, the amount of PP you get. I'll be honest. Within the first 2 hours of playing the game, I was level 10, and I'm like, I remember playing the original game, and you had to keep reset because you keep all your PP every time you start again. So every time you started the game over, you kept all your previous PP that you gained during that play.
You keep all your pee-pee.
keep all your PP. And yeah, I remember starting it multiple times to get to a decent level to actually then try and tackle the story in the game.
Yeah.
So you had to kind of grind for ages, doing the same things over and over to get the required PP to level up. Whereas this time, I'll be honest, even in the first, like in the opening cutscene where you're flying over the town and it's showing you all the scenes, you're taking photos, and the amount of PP it's giving you is just ridiculous. If you get a decent one, of someone being mowed down by zombies or they're like surrounding a bus, and you get about 1,000 PP just for photographing all the zombies surrounding the bus. So yeah, it's definitely made it a lot easier. The loading screen,
The save system as well is a lot easier.
auto save now in
Yeah.
most. As soon as you go from one
These
area
kids
to
don't know
another,
how they're born, do they?
they
Shit.
don't. You get an auto save. You can save in the toilets. You can save in the security room. Graphically, it looks so much better. I mean, like faces, textures, lighting. Everything looks super, super cool in the game, and it runs perfectly on the Steam Deck. So I bought it for Steam, and it's
okay.
running sweet. You know what I mean? No jitters, no glitches so far, no frame rate issues. It's solid 60 frames a second. So I'm kind of impressed. I mean, this thing has been, very well optimized to run on the Steam Deck. Yeah, and the people when a lot of it's like escort missions where you have to go and save people and escort them back to the security room. That's so much easier now.
Yeah.
They follow you. You don't have to keep on like going back, because I remember in the original game you had to keep stopping and going back to get them because he'd lag behind, and then they would like just stop and wouldn't carry on moving towards you. Whereas in this game, they do. But I've still remembered some of the tricks. Like at the very beginning of the game, you find a guy who's lost his wife, but you don't escort it. Like you're tempted to just escort him straight back to the security room because it's like about 20 meters away from where you find him. But if you escort him round the corner to his wife, who's in a slightly different part of the roof section, they then have like a bit of a, oh my God, I found it, and embracing. If you photograph that, you get massive PP for capturing that like
Do they die?
No, they
Oh,
don't die.
that's
It's
a
just
shame.
that because it's like an emotional, endearing moment of the like reunion. So you get it's because you get scored for like brutality photographs, for I think emotional photographs, for funny ones,
Did you know that they
and
took
action.
a category out of the?
No, I didn't realize that because it's so long.
Uh,
I mean, it's 2006, so
Yeah, 18 years
long,
ago. The
long time.
original game had an erotic bonus.
Did it? I
So
didn't
if you
know
took
that.
pictures of boobies, you would get
Wow.
bonuses, but they took that out.
Yeah, they've taken. I believe they've taken a lot of stuff like that out of the game.
Yeah.
I was reading through some of the Steam reviews, and one guy was going off his head about all the stuff they've taken out of it.
Well, the biggest one they've taken out is the original voice actor for Frank West, which it's not the same voice actor.
No, do you know what though? Again, it's so long since I played it, I really didn't notice. But all the voice acting so far has been top notch. I mean, I'd go as far as to say this is akin to the Resident Evil 2 remake as far as quality of the remake goes.
Yeah.
You know, they have done a lot to make this game look great. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, and I'm kind of like, what did it look like? And I looked at some of the comparison videos, and it really is night and day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, textures,
I remember
etc.
when like the Halo Legendary Edition came out, and I was like, did the Halo look that bad? I mean, did it look that different from this? And then you go back to the
Yeah.
old one, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking, isn't it? Really? How? I mean, you can see how much PP this guy's got. This is like the opening. Now, whether he's restarted the game, I don't know. But this is the opening part of the game, and he's already got level 27. You know, guys like level 27. How the hell did he get up there so fast? Yeah, so the other, like I said, the other thing they've done is, well, as soon as you get PP, obviously you get different stuff to do. So you're constantly being given new moves like jump kicks and all that kind of stuff. I think I've gone off, haven't I?
No,
No,
you're
no,
good.
sorry,
You've
mate.
jump kicks. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I keep feeling like I've gone off because he goes really quiet.
You can run on the heads of zombies and stuff as well, can't you?
Yeah, that's it. I've already picked that skill up. So I'm right near the beginning of the game, and I've already got the skill to you sort of jump up on one. If there's a crowd of them, you can run across all of them.
Yeah.
So you can just like hop from one zombie to another.
Yeah, I did finish this game, but only once, and it's not.
Yeah.
This is sort of like one of the. This is a roguelike game, really. Before it was cool to do those things, but
Well, it was like I say, I kept restarting, and you retained all your XP
yeah,
or whatever,
well,
PP.
that's what a roguelike is, you know,
Yeah.
in some sort of way. So yeah, like the way to sort of improve yourself on this, it was like get as far as you can. The missions didn't stop for no one, and then if you miss them, you play it again, and you're already ahead of the game because you leveled up. But I believe you can fast forward time now, which is something you couldn't do.
Ooh.
Right, I haven't come across that
So
just yet.
so like say there's a mission coming up and you don't want to wait around for it. In the olden days, 18 years ago, you know, basically black and white, they you used to have to just like, well, I've got to wait 3 game hours for this mission to start, but now you can just fast forward to it.
Which is great. I mean, the like quality of life improvements, aren't they? You know what I mean? Because this, I mean, let's be honest. When this game originally released, it was fully hardcore, wasn't it? I mean, I remember the first time I went into that open area with the like escaped convicts in the Jeep.
Oh yeah.
I literally got mowed down within about 5 seconds of going into the area. You know what I mean? It took a while to kill that. They were so difficult.
Yeah.
And you got killed. I got killed so many times trying to get through that area. This time, the first time I went through it, I just went through it. You know what I mean? They were still shooting at you and stuff, but it just didn't feel as brutal as the original game. I remember some of the original game being so brutal. I was a bit disappointed though, because the fountain in the opening bit in the plaza, in the original game, there was a submachine gun in there. Right. So if you headed to there and climbed up into it, you could find a submachine gun. This time it was just health. It was just like food or something instead.
Are you sure? Because I've heard, Duke, you got to stop the typing. I've
Yes,
heard that all the weapons were in the same positions.
Oh, well, maybe it's a different fountain then. But I know in one of the fountains in the plaza, there's a submachine gun in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there is one. Yeah, and there's a katana on a balcony.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that as well because honestly, I remember reading like I don't think it was even Googling back in 2006. I think it was sort of tips in magazines and stuff, um, telling you where like certain weapons were, and it gave you a bit of an advantage because this game was so difficult.
Yeah,
So it was like anything that you could get to help you, you just tried to do. You know what I mean? But it still is crazy. You know, I spent sort of 10 minutes just putting horses' head masks and
yeah.
Lego heads and stuff on zombies just for a laugh. You know what I mean? So it still does all that fun, cool stuff as well. So yeah, I'm fairly impressed so far. I'd forgotten how funny this game is. And, you know, considering the only thing they've really done is improved the graphics and sort of made the gameplay a bit better and a bit easier. I think I'd be quite happy to think this game was released this year. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh God, this feels like a game from 18 years ago. I feel like it holds up really, really well.
Yeah.
And I
Does
think
it
that's,
hold up?
it had so much creativity. I mean, I'm just watching now one of his moves, just like this spinning fist thing. You know what I mean? I've like obviously not unlocked that yet.
The
But
spinning fist thing.
there's so many interesting like mechanics going on. The only thing I did notice, and I'm almost sure this happened in the original game, I got a guitar out of the guitar store as a weapon. And I'm almost sure in the original game, when you hit someone, you got like a guitar twang.
Yeah, yeah. They've messed up a few things with that. So some of the
But it's not there.
some of the impact noises are not the same. So the same with the plant pot as well. So in the old game, when you smashed the plant pot on their head, it was like a really satisfying like conk.
Yeah.
And now it's just nothing. So
Yeah, there was no noise at all when I hit. So it was just like a whack, like you're hitting a weird piece of 2x4 or whatever.
yeah, these are
So I was quite-
those are things they can update, can't they?
They can, but I was disappointed because I'm like, it's a guitar. I'm gonna go and hit people with a guitar because it's so funny because it makes that boing every
Yeah.
time you hit someone, and it just didn't. I'm like, what? And the zombies aren't that difficult, by the way. You hit them once with anything, and they more or less die.
Yeah.
So there's no like having to hit them 3 or 4 times and wait. And the weapons don't seem to degrade that quick.
And you've got
You know-
you can see how long they've got left now.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah. There's a little bar on the underside of your inventory that tells you how
that
long there
wasn't
is
there
to go.
before.
Right. I think they've done an amazing job. I mean, even just all the modernization stuff they've done, and obviously you can move and shoot. In the original game, you had to stand still and shoot.
Yeah.
You know, like in all Capcom Resident Evil type games.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, though, you can choose to have the old control scheme if you want.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
the
So if
answer
you,
to that.
Why would you?
yeah, exactly. But if you want it more difficult,
Like
I
games that
guess-
are like, here, you can use the old graphics. Like, no, there's a
Yeah.
reason you made them better.
Yeah, no, I think that's for the people out there who want more of a challenge. If they want like more of a challenge, they can have you have to stand still and shoot stuff while the zombies are attacking you. So I do think that's part of that reasoning, you know what I mean? Because at the moment there's no difficulty level. You can't choose whether it's hard or easy or medium or whatever. It's literally one difficulty, which the original game was. But I feel like they needed to do something for the older hardcore players who like that challenge. And I think that's probably what they just came up with. They was like, well, let's let them, you know, do the original control scheme if they want, and then that gives them at least some sort of challenge to have a go at. But yeah, so far I'm so impressed. Yeah, very good. It looks amazing.
Cool.
Plays really well.
I'd imagine you'll finish this one, Stu.
Yeah, because I felt aggrieved at the time when I had the original one that I didn't finish it. You know, I was really annoyed at the fact that I didn't get to the end of the game, and I was fairly, you know, I reckon I was on middle of day 2.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, coming up
the
to day
game,
3.
if you power through it, is only about 6 hours. But the idea is that you get distracted a lot. So
Which you do. Yeah, there's no doubt. You get distracted an awful lot. Yeah, even this makes me laugh, like the bowling ball thing. It's just so funny.
yeah,
And I'm almost sure, again, in the original game, you got the like strike noise when you hit a zombie.
probably.
It probably did. I feel like that some of that stuff's missing, but hopefully, like you say, with a patch, you might finally put it back in.
Yeah,
So,
good.
So there you go.
I'm glad you're liking it.
yeah, no, I'll definitely recommend it. It's pretty good. It's 40 quid, which sounds like a lot of money.
It's not these days.
But then when you think most brand new games are like 60 and 70 quid now,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of not, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I like that about it as well because, you know, we've got the sort of Until Dawn remake coming out soon. And that is full price. I think it's £60 or whatever. 60 or
Crazy.
70
That's
quid.
not even that old.
Whereas Capcom, for whatever reason, right, they are giving you value for money. They're doing these really cool remakes and remasters that are a real remake. And they're not charging the earth, you know, they're making it reasonable enough that you feel like, yeah, I'll buy that at that price. So yeah, massively impressed. So yeah, big thumbs up from me so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Chinny, what have you been playing else?
Chinny, what have you been
Chinny.
playing?
I was just looking at like, oh my god, yeah, it's scary, really. Like, Resident Evil 2 remake came out 21 years after Resident Evil 2 original.
Two, yeah.
Mm.
And then I was like, 18 years doesn't, like, Dead Rising doesn't feel like that long ago, but it's 18
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
18
But I think as
flies.
well, it doesn't feel as like massive a leap as Resident Evil 2 because this was obviously originally on the 360 when they were getting, you know, into those decent graphic areas compared to a PS2. Whereas Resident Evil 2 was obviously on the PS2 still.
Yeah.
And so the obviously the difference between that and the remake is night and day. Whereas this is a massive improvement, but it's not quite that stark, I don't suppose.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's good. Very good.
Word. All right, are we
Word.
talking about play my game then?
We can do. Shall we do that?
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad today.
Yeah, bitch!
This is the part of the show where we talk about a game we've all been playing. And this week we played I Am Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
Because last week Jason Gallagher had sent in some email that it was talking about Jesus or something. And I was like, I wonder if there is a Jesus game. There is a Jesus game.
yeah, so if you've ever wondered what it's like to be the Messiah,
Do not play this game.
this game
It will not show you what it's like to be the Messiah.
is exactly that for me. Honestly, I felt like I was Jesus himself playing this game. You know what I mean? I went to see John the Baptist. I had conversations with all these, like, you know, worshippers and stuff who were like, I spoke to my mum a few times. You know, you speak to your mum.
Aw.
You up
Hey,
to
Mom,
me?
I'm going to go find John the Baptist.
How is,
Okay.
how is that?
Rest before you go.
How is that lying bitch?
Yeah.
You know the one who said she was a virgin and she was pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's
Well, we had
true.
the
had the
angel
birth.
talking to
Yeah.
Joseph is like, hey, look, don't be mad. And did you know that Jesus and Mary or Joseph and Mary were both blonde people from Minnesota?
I
Because
didn't.
apparently,
I didn't,
according to
but they
this
are.
game, they were. Who would
I
have
think what
thought?
was interesting was that, like, the angel's like, don't be mad, but God's had sex with your missus, but it's all good. Don't you worry, it's all fine.
Lol.
And where were the kings, man? They only had the shepherds. Like, where's the
Yeah,
kings?
really.
believe in Jeebus!
I don't even believe in Jeebus.
Where are the three kings on and all of this stuff? So they had to
me, Jeebus!
they had to stop in their stable because that baby would come in way too quick to find anywhere else.
Yeah, Brian
Um,
was in the next stable.
So yeah, you do all that, yeah, Brian.
Yeah, we already talked about this game. It's God, Stutter City. Holy crap!
Yeah, I had issues.
Stutter. It was so garbage.
Did you have the other issue where it would do like the cutscene because there was a lot of cutscenes in this game, funnily enough, and it would do a cutscene, and then the gameplay wouldn't start. I had that issue where it was sort of there's no gameplay; it just got stuck. And then when I tried to pause and restart it, it would start the cutscene completely.
Oh
over.
sure. Oh yeah, it's an optimization nightmare. This game. And like for what? So that they can recreate Nazareth? It's like half the size of a city in Oblivion, and they're like, struggling. It's like, come on, y'all, get it together.
I love the bit where you're trying to find the guy who knows John the Baptist. I doubt you even got this far, did you?
Oh, I
But you-
did. Oh, yeah. I got pretty far in this game.
Yeah, so you go to the market and you've got to find John the Baptist. So you have to ask around.
Yes. Yes.
Who knows John the Baptist?
Yeah. Not
and
me,
you-
but there's another fruit seller
Yeah,
who
there's
knows.
another
You
fruit
gotta
seller.
go find the
There's only
fruit seller.
There's only 14 people who live there.
Well, it felt like
It's
that,
funny
to be
that
fair.
there's enough for a market, but there's nobody buying anything. It's just everyone's selling stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of sellers.
I didn't think you
Um,
could have a market without people
It's a
buying
drug
stuff.
front, Duke.
Apparently.
So yeah, so you wander around the market till you eventually find the right fruit seller,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I know of John the Baptist," and then he tells you to
Yeah.
meet somebody on the outskirts of town.
Oh,
and meet
John the pedo.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
sorry, we skipped over the fact that they showed us some dinosaurs in one of the cutscenes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I don't remember a lot of dinosaurs being mentioned in the
They're in the
Bible there.
They're
You'd
in
think they would have
there.
talked about it.
No, they're
It's
in the
all
Bible.
God's, all God's.
They're not in the
fruit is-
Bible.
They're in the
Fucking
Bible.
three-horned animals of rhinoceros. That's not a
No,
triceratops. Don't
they're
give me
in-
that shit.
they're in the
There's
Bible.
no dinosaurs in the Bible.
We all know that man and dinosaur roamed together.
They did. They did.
Ridiculous. Anyway, you were saying? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Stu.
so you meet this dude on the outskirts of town, and he's like,
yeah.
we're gonna go to see
Yeah.
my mate John.
John the pedo.
Yeah, but here's some
in-
food because it's a long trip. You better eat up.
Is in the wilderness, so
Yeah.
we'll go and meet him. So you do all this stuff, right?
Did you do voice acting for this?
I did. In fact,
You might as well have done. It's fucking
Probably could've done.
garbage. Voice acting, garbage
So-
graphics, garbage gameplay.
So you meet John the Baptist. You go and get baptized, right? And then
yeah,
John's
you
like,
do.
baptize me. Why don't you, Jesus? I want to be baptized too. So
Yeah,
you do all
and
that
then Jesus
shit.
goes, "You're the greatest human who's ever lived." I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, what about these people who like freed slaves or like took in all these orphans? Nope, this guy baptized some people, so he's the
Yeah.
greatest human ever.
Greatest human ever. And
And,
then,
maybe that's blasphemy. I don't really know.
and then you go for your 40 days and 40 nights in the
Yeah, you
desert.
do. But it skips over 37 of them, so thank God. You
Yeah, it
don't have
does.
to
Thank
go
God.
Actually
Thank God.
wander
I don't
around.
actually want to suffer like the Jewish people did.
Yeah,
It's-
really.
what's weird, right? You have to keep on going to these like circles of light in the
Yeah, you do,
desert.
and then you can pray.
Then you can pray, and when you pray, you charge up your powers, and
Yeah,
then
you do, so you can fight Satan.
you fight Satan because he's trying to tempt you, right? But he didn't
And
feel
you,
like he
you
was
use
tempting
the
me.
scorpion power. Get over here.
Yeah, you can
What the
like
fuck is that?
drag him towards yourself, and then
Hey, this person's
shoot
doing
him.
the same thing I did, try to figure out how to jump over this little wall. It's like, get out of my way, wall. I'm the son of God, but I can't make it over a little 2-foot wall.
So yeah, the upshot is you feel like Jesus sort
No.
of.
You don't.
Well,
feel,
you
I didn't
can-
feel like Jesus at all. I felt like some random dude wandering in the desert shooting, and you can't shoot anything. You have to wait for Satan to shoot you with little balls of power, and then you flip them back at Satan. Ha ha! But I
But-
did defeat Satan, so that was pretty
I
nice.
did. That was
Oh,
and that
well
was the
done.
end of the demo. That was the end of the
Yeah.
demo, wasn't it?
And then the little voice comes on and goes, "Now that you defeat Satan, now you can go forth and just stop it. There should be more of a reverent tone after you defeat Satan."
What I will say is this, dude. Right? If
It
you,
sucks.
No. If you're a person who plays video games and you know absolutely nothing about religion or the Bible, right? This will give you the basics. It will. basics.
Kind. I mean, very, very basic. Hang on one
It
second. What's-
will.
Yeah, I'm a Jew too. That's the other thing. I mean, look, sort of, yes, but like nobody
do.
is gonna want to play this. The only people playing this are Rod and Todd Flanders, and they're like, "Yay, we defeated Satan!"
No, I agree. I totally agree. But I do think this has a purpose with these young kids who know nothing about Christianity. You know, this would give them some sort of basics, like of the
I mean,
Bible.
kind of, if they were to play it, but ain't no kid playing this. They're playing Roblox.
Yeah, they are. But there you go. That's the only redeeming feature I would say of this game is if for someone who has no idea about the Bible, it would give them a basic understanding of what went down back in.
If you want to
No.
talk about blonde angels coming to bless Caucasian Mary
Well,
and Joseph, yes.
I get you. I do get you. But do you know what? Most of these kids would think that anyway. Let's be honest.
Have you been to Bethlehem, Duke, yourself personally?
I have not.
So
I
how do you
don't
know that
from
there's not-
personal
Yeah, how do you know-
experience
how do you know for
that
certain?
there aren't a
White
lot of
blonde people.
Swedish tennis players there?
It is quite funny.
Anyway, it's a boring game. It's stupid. It's got so many positive reviews on Steam. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't
Come
know
on,
why I
people.
played
I
it
know
to
the
the
positive
end.
reviews are ironic, but come on.
See, maybe people like
Oh,
it. I don't know.
stupid. Ugh. What's to like?
I don't
Come on, you
know.
didn't have fun when you played it. Be honest.
I didn't, but I did
Shit.
keep playing it. And let's be honest, Duke, so did you.
Yeah, because I wanted to see how bad it could get. And
Yeah,
it turns
well,
out pretty bad.
Maybe that's a reason to play it. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's a reason to not play it. That's why I played it as a public service to our listeners, our viewers, so that people could understand. Stay away.
I installed it. I played it for about 4 minutes.
Did you find John the Baptist, Chinny?
No.
No.
Oh man,
That's
you
that's
gave
at
up on
least
your
half
first
an hour
quest.
in. That's quite a way in that finding John the Baptist.
Well,
Yeah.
it was not fun. Thumbs
No.
down from me.
Bad
Yeah,
game. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I am slightly defending this game, it was bad. It was bad. Do you know the only redeeming feature? Can I just say?
You just said what the redeeming feature. Now you have another one.
Well, I've got another one that's a slight redeeming feature.
Stu likes Jesus.
You
But-
like Jesus, you want to bum him.
The dude who read out the scriptures was quite a good voice actor.
That
Everyone
was.
else-
I actually agree with you on that.
was
There was a
fucking
decent
pants.
job of. And in the deserts,
Yeah.
Jesus roamed. Okay, I give him credit for that. However, on the loading screens, half the text is fucking off the screen. So, like, come on.
Yeah, it is.
What are they doing?
But he was decent.
Felt
He
like a
was,
cash
he was the
grab off
one
of
and
Jesus.
only decent voice actor was the one who read
Yes.
out all of the stuff.
Agreed.
So there
Agreed.
you go.
That's who they sprung the money for. Okay, this Fred's got some experience. He
I
wants
am
$20.
Jesus.
All right, let's give him $20 to read the passages from the Bible, the
Yeah.
Bibli, as Eddie Izzard calls it.
So
Yeah. So next
Ginny.
week we're gonna play.
yeah, we're gonna play
Mud
Expeditions.
Expeditions, a Mud
Oh,
Runner game.
Mud Expedition. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, so
There's
you'll be able
nothing
to-
Christian about it.
No, there isn't. We're gonna
Yeah.
mud run shit.
Good.
That's right.
Ginny,
Yes.
Ginny, I have seen you have got a couple more games to talk about.
Well, only one.
Only one.
Go ahead, talk about it now.
So there's a collection of Mario games called Super Mario 3D All Star, 3D All Stars,
Go on.
and this is a game that came out, and I think Nintendo only released certain amounts of them. They said we're going to release this, and it's only going to be available for a short amount of time, and I bought it because I'm like Mario. And a big gap in my Mario gaming library is Mario Sunshine. Never played Mario Sunshine. Don't know why. Don't know why I missed it. It's
So when you woke up this morning, did you say "Good morning, Mario Sunshine"?
no, I did not.
Okay.
No, I didn't. So on this cartridge, it has Super Mario 64, which I've played many, many times. It has Mario Sunshine, and it has Mario Galaxy. And Galaxy is the one that came out on the Wii. I have played a little bit of that, but not finished it. So you know what? I thought I'm going to play Sunshine. So I started it up, and I ended up playing Super Mario 64 instead, even though I've played it like 100 times before.
Of
And
course you did.
But then I thought the last time I played Super Mario 64 was... Sorry, I just got to wipe my nose. Was for the Second Life 24-hour stream. Do you remember this?
I do. And you played the entirety
Hell
of
yeah.
it.
And I said every
It starts as soon as we play. When you go to our YouTube stream,
Every
it just starts it right up.
every star that I get, I'm gonna donate a pound. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll get to 120 stars. I think I got to like 260 stars. It was ridiculous how many I did in 24 hours. And I thought that wasn't that long ago. Like I've already played Mario 64 quite recently before that extra little Second Life thing. You know how long ago that was?
Probably longer than I think, isn't it?
10
5 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Get
Oh my
out of
God.
town.
It was
That cannot be.
Where has the
2014
time
when I
gone?
did that.
Jesus
Crazy.
Christ.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. And some of these stars, I'm like, how did I remember? Because I didn't use a guide for any of them for the charity run thing. And I'm like, oh God, how did I know where all these things are?
Do you know what though? We forget how fast time has traveled because, like, it's 5 years now, nearly 6 years since COVID happened, and it's like, fuck me, that's 6 years ago. It
It's
feels
not
like
6
it was
years.
yes.
It wasn't 6 years ago.
It was well. It's nearly 5 years ago, isn't it? Because it was 2020 when it started.
It was March 2020.
Yeah, beginning of 2020.
That's
Well, it's
not,
not that
you're
far
doing
off,
what my
like,
mom does. You age me
Four
by
and
a
a
year.
half years.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like 7 years
I'm,
since
when I
COVID.
turn 39, my mom goes, "You're 40 now." I'm like, "No,
In
I'm
fact,
not."
it's 8 years since COVID. Yeah. It's
Yes.
but to be fair though, it is nearly 5 years ago.
It's 6 years since we all was in the same room.
Yeah. Yeah. See that? See?
Mm.
Crazy.
I only remember that because that's the same year I got married, 2018. So
Yeah.
yes, yeah, it's crazy. So 10 years ago, since I played this game, so I'm just going through it again. And you know what? I'm playing Super Mario 64 a little differently. I'm still playing this fucking Jesus game on the.
I know.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're still playing it.
Who knew all this stuff was in
Thought
the
you'd
main
move on.
game? Well, there's a lot
For
of
some
shit.
reason, I
going on.
can't swap the scene, so I can't
Well,
take it off. It's Jesus
Oh, no.
it's just Jesus wants the world to know about this game.
taken over, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm playing it a little bit differently because
Portal.
in the charity playthrough, I
Yes.
just played Mario 64 and I did every level, and I did every level's got 6 stars plus an extra star for 100 coins, and I didn't move on to the level unless I had to. So I did it in a very linear fashion, whereas I'm playing this one in just a sort of like, I'll play this in any way I want, thank you very much.
Right.
So I'm just sort of playing it like, yeah, I'll do this star, now I'll do this star, now I'll do this star. So yeah.
Go wherever you want to go. You play it the way you want.
So yeah, I'm just sort of scatting around in it and not doing anything in particular, just messing about in Mario 64, which is one of my favorite.
Just running
games.
around the world you love.
I suppose playing this game, because this is up there with one of my favorite games ever, Super
Yeah.
Mario 64. Playing it now, it has aged quite a lot. I mean, I know
Does it hold up?
when 10 years ago when I played it for the Second Life, I was like, no, it's still brilliant. But I play it now and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this is old as fuck. And yeah, it's a little, it's getting on a bit, but it's still fun. It's amazing how, I mean, when you think back of like 3D platformers just didn't exist before this, really.
Yeah.
How ahead of the like the curve they were with this, and this basically invented the analog stick that we use today, because Nintendo make the game and then make the control around it, and the fact that they said we want Mario to run around in 3D, which means we need a joystick, so that's what started an analog stick. So yeah, just an insanely impressive game.
There you go. It's quite impressive. Before we move on to emails, I've got a bit of news that actually concerns Nintendo to talk about.
Oh, snap.
Putting news first.
So finally, Nintendo have got around to suing Palworld.
Oh yeah.
But it's taken them a while. I mean, they've let this go on for a bit, haven't they, before they've finally gone, I think there's a problem here with this game. And
It's exactly like Stummies.
And the twist is?
It's a much bigger pill.
but it's not what you think, right? Because so
Copyright infringement?
before I tell you the reason, why do you think Nintendo are suing Palworld then? Well, on what grounds do you think they're suing them?
Plagiarism.
Yeah,
They took
so
Pokemon and just turned it into the same thing.
yeah, so you'd think it'd be on like grounds of copyright and all that kind of stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but
And
I'd also
then-
know that Palworld probably did their homework to make sure they didn't actually copy exactly.
But it's not. That's not the reason they're suing. Believe
Hey,
it
what's
or
the
not.
reason? Let's hear it. Shoot, let me hear you.
So they're suing on patent infringement. So that's what
Oh.
they're suing Palworld for. And apparently, this is something that Nintendo do quite a lot. So
Uh-huh.
instead of going for people on grounds of copyright because you've copied something we do, what they do is they come up with a mechanic in a game and then they put a patent on it, so that sort of mechanic in essence belongs to them.
Alright.
And they have I read this quite interesting article on it, and according to them, they could sue nearly every other derivative video game that looks remotely anything like a Mario or a Zelda or any of those types of games, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, sue
so-
everybody.
So they haven't confirmed exactly what patents have been broken, and what they're actually suing on. But like this article said, it could be something as even like if your character goes behind a tree and it's got a black shadowed outline, Nintendo has a patent on that. So they have a patent on that mechanic in a game.
they're the first ones who had people going behind trees.
In isometric games, but every isometric game has that kind of mechanic, doesn't it? Let's be honest, it's not just
that's
Power
ridiculous.
But they said it could be that. They don't know. And they said there's no rhyme or reason to who Nintendo chooses to sue. They
See, that's the thing. It's probably a nuisance lawsuit. Like, you're just gonna bombard them because Nintendo has lawyers, they can afford it, and then they're hoping the other company is gonna buckle.
Well, the last time they did this, and I can't remember, it did say which game it was. They successfully won, and the game had to pay $28 million in damages to Nintendo. And it basically, that was the end of the gaming company and the game that they created. That was it. It was done. Just from that. And they're still, obviously, 4 years later, since that happened, still paying that 28 million off. You know what I mean? And obviously, if they make any games in the future, any profits have to go to Nintendo.
Go right to Nintendo, because they need more money.
To pay off that £28 million settlement.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I don't know what do you guys think? I don't know whether I agree or disagree with this tactic. I don't know what I think about it, really.
I feel like Nintendo is mad that because Power World is basically a ripoff of Pokemon. Let's not kid ourselves. But they can't sue them for ripping off Pokemon. So they tried to find some end run that would hold up in court, which maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know.
I mean, maybe the fact that it's taken a year for this to happen is that they've been spending that year building the case they're going to bring,
their lawyers probably wouldn't bring it if they didn't think it had a chance.
No. Nintendo, again, that was the other sort of comment this article made, was like, they don't sue unless they pretty much 100% know they're going to be successful.
Or at least have a leg to stand on in court.
Yeah, no, they very rarely, apparently they very rarely ever lose, because they always make sure whatever company they're suing can't win.
Well, and they also have way more money than other companies, so that's going to give them an edge in court.
So yeah, I just thought it was quite.
Did you know that I'm suing Nintendo?
Are you? What for?
Are you? On what basis?
Making Pokemon.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know that was against the law.
Yeah, it is. It's damages.
Oh, okay.
Because it's such a terrible game. I don't know
awful.
why people play it. Yeah. Why do people play that?
Yeah. So that's. It's not. I'll be honest with you. Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead. Be honest.
It's not going well. The lawsuit.
Is it not?
No.
Really? Why?
It turns out, I don't know if you knew this really, but like Nintendo, they're quite big, and they don't like that, and it really annoyed them.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And Miyamoto, he came around my house. Anyway,
having a chat.
In the chat, talking about the chat, people have been saying stuff.
Oh.
And,
go on.
I'd like to take a minute here to mention Germaline, because we talked about Germaline.
Oh, don't you worry.
Snap. Root beer, baby.
Can I just say we've got a lot of emails regarding this very subject.
That's all right, because I've also got some retaliation against those emails.
Ooh, retaliation. Okay.
I'm ready for you, Stu. Don't worry about
it. Hey, it's not me. It's the listeners that've spoken, not me.
Colin Allcar says you should do one episode where Duke constantly says we'll talk about video games soon and then never do.
That would be funny. That would be funny. I like that.
And then Armar said, am I doing Second Life 24-hour challenge again this year? I don't know. Probably not. And then he said Dead Rising and Test Drive Unlimited was the first two Xbox 360 games he bought in 2006. Fast forward to now, Dead Rising Remaster, and there's a new Test Drive Unlimited release within 2 weeks of each other. Can you believe it?
There you go.
Crazy. And Ian is also in the chat. Hi, everyone. That's it. That's what that's what I was going to say.
So, before we get on to emails, shall we do the questions on the Discord? Because there's been some comments regarding Germaline there even. I mean, this is all over the place.
This is crazy stuff.
Discord.
Yeah.
Atal H in the this was question for the show said.
I noticed how Stu remembers to read Discord things when they defend his argument.
Of course
I'm
he
only
does.
just look, I'm just saying.
Just saying is your version of
Look,
fuck
we get
you.
told. Look, we get told off for not reading out the Discord stuff. So I thought better do
So
it.
he just happens to choose this week to read it out. Chinny, what do you want?
Better do it.
Come
Better
on.
do it.
I'm trying to work out what when Stu says "just saying," what does he actually mean?
Can have many meanings. Can have many. That's why it's such a good phrase. Etalate says that DJ No Clue root beer totally tastes like Germany. Now let at Chinny off for not knowing that. But how the hell has he not heard of Germaline? It's one of the main antiseptic
Come on,
ointments in
Chinny.
the UK.
Yeah, really? How do you not know that?
Come on, Chinny.
I don't know that.
I mean, did your mum never use this? Look,
No,
mums always have
she used to-
Germaline.
She used to
When
use,
you were growing up, they had it. Stu,
she used to use TCP.
TCP, tell you. That's
what's
just
TCP?
that's the same
You
sort
don't
of
know
thing.
what TCP.
I didn't grow up in your weird country.
It tastes like whiskey.
Oh, my mum used to make me
Okay.
gargle it when I had a sore throat. Yeah, gargle
TCP.
some of this, that'll help.
She just wanted you to
Um,
go to sleep.
I remember my one story about TCP is like my mum was adamant that it worked on spots. It didn't fucking work on spots.
No, it made them hurt, probably.
Right, it probably made them worse, yeah. And I used to get, like all teenagers do, you get spots on your face and all this sort of stuff. I was like, put TCP. My mum's deaf; she doesn't have a voice, but this is the voice, so I imagine that she had. Put TCP on it, you'll be fine, right? And so I put TCP on it, and I went to school. And I was sitting in the library with all these people, and there was a couple like girls there, and like quite pretty girls, and they were like, can you smell TCP? And I was like, yeah, I know. Who would do that? What a loser. And it was me. It was me.
Loser.
I did reply to this, because I couldn't help myself. So I replied and I put, thanks, Susan. Considering what a hypochondriac he is, you'd have definitely thought he'd have known what Germaline is. Just saying.
No.
Just saying,
No, don't worry. Keep going, because I've got retaliation.
And then she replied, but who the hell doesn't know Germaline? It's basically that
Me,
or
I do.
Savlon that your mum puts on your kiddie wounds. Although I did use TCP a while back, and some random guy at a bar took a big breath of it and said that smelled just like his childhood.
Yeah, TCP is. Yeah, that was my childhood, was TCP. And Albas oil as well, a lot of Albas oil and stuff. Yeah.
Tainted Brain says, I used to make a living selling Germaline and Savlon, amongst other things. They are still hugely popular. So
They're not.
Well, for some people they are, some people they're not. That's all there is to it.
No, you're trying to be nice.
And then
not.
Ricey55 says, hate to be that guy, but it's Germaline with an E because we spelt it wrong, apparently. But yes, everyone knows what it is.
Oh God,
what
spell it! What did a
tastes like.
9-year-old write this? You fucking piece of shit!
No, I did.
Spelling.
I wrote it.
Yeah.
And then
Stu makes some spelling mistakes
Stu copied and
occasionally as
pasted
well.
I do, very
And
occasionally.
if I may say, your punctuation, Stu, leaves a lot to be desired sometimes.
Whatever.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's not that important.
Anyway, so there you go. So there you go.
There you go.
That is
There
it,
you go.
maybe. That is it, maybe. Do we help Millie get a job by writing her CV for her? So there you go.
So
there
you were
go.
intellectually dishonest.
No. We just flowered it up a bit, made it look good.
Flowered it up a bit. You
Flowered
wrote her
it up a bit.
CV. They should have given you the job.
Maybe.
How dishonest.
I wasn't dishonest. We just made it sound good.
So I'm just writing notes down when I'm raising Rosa when she's older.
Yeah,
Lie
right.
and cheat your way into Got
Absolutely.
it.
No, nothing was untrue on it. We just made it better.
Well, it had her name on it. It should have had her name and your names.
Yes, she can
Yeah.
horse ride. Yes, she can.
Okay, well,
Si se puede.
let's go to emails and we'll get these out of the way and then Chinny can retaliate.
Yes,
He can-
I can.
Whoa, that ruled.
So I'll start off with the Germaline themed ones and then we'll let Chinny retaliate and then we'll go into the normal emails. Okay,
There you go.
So the first one's off someone called KC, never written into the show before.
Oh, they had to write in about Germaline. We
Never-
found the topic that got everyone all hot and
Who
bothered.
knew?
Never written
Yeah.
into the show before. But I love Germaline.
What's wrong
Spelled
with
correctly,
goodness
by the way.
people?
Spelled correctly, by the way.
Wow.
And they put,
Not only like this is an interesting reference, but I love it.
I love
to my dearest darlings, Do you know, if I wasn't mistaken, I think this was somebody who used to write into the show regularly, just saying.
Surface lizard.
Other people can say
Yeah.
darlings, Stu.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
To my dearest darlings, I'm a long time
Hello,
listener.
darlings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Long time listener since the beginning of time, but I never could be asked to get in touch.
That's a lot of people, I think.
I just wanted to say I fucking love Germaline. I have it everywhere in the house, and I would use it anywhere, even on my bum cheeks.
Jeez.
Keep up the good work and love you all from a member of the Wolverhampton Massive.
Oh, nice.
P.S.
Wow.
P.S. I will probably never no, sorry. I will probably never ever write to you guys again.
Oh,
So,
brilliant.
so
I
that's
love
it.
it.
What if we said we hate you and we accuse you of being a pedo? Would you write back then?
No. No.
If you
This
didn't
one-
write back, we have to assume it's true.
Nah,
This
we
one I
can't.
like. It's straight to the point. Doesn't mess around. There's not even a subject.
And happens
line.
to agree with you. Yeah, it's just but I like that it's just straight to the point.
And it's from Declan, and he says, "How the fuck has Chinny never heard of Germaline? Chin, get your uncultured, ignorant ass down to your local chemist and educate yourself. Hang your head in shame."
Damn.
That's it.
Uncultured.
That is
Oh,
it.
do you not even know about Shakespeare
is
or
it.
Germaline?
I think that might be. I think that might be it. I think that might be all of them.
Okay.
Okay. So, what's your
right, so we're-
retaliation?
My
Come on, Chinny.
retaliation is
Fuck you.
you fucking Generation X should shut the fuck up, right? Because I said to I'm the oldest person in my office, right? I'm just about a millennial. I'm an old millennial, right? And I said to my office this. Oh, let me play this.
Oh, he's got a sound clip.
Oh, hey, up.
Ever heard of Germaline? No. Sarah, can I record something for the podcast? Just a voice. Yeah. Sarah, just state your age.
21.
Have you ever heard of Germaline?
No.
Thank you. Rick, state your age.
24.
Have you ever heard of Germaline? So, there we go.
And then there's more.
Ollie, please state your age.
Oh,
25.
I have to think about that. Have you ever heard of Germaline?
No.
That's Tom. Tom, how old are you?
33.
Have you ever heard of Germaline?
I heard of the name, but I don't think I've seen it in person.
So that's a kind of like a halfway.
Halfway who's?
Okay.
only one person in the office had heard of it.
He'd heard
So
of
this sounds
Germaline.
like a Metallica ass Nirvana bollocks Generation X problem
Nah,
to me.
Jenny, if you went to a retirement home, I'm sure you'd get a lot of people who
Right.
had heard of it.
So I don't know what y'all problem is, but if you're born either from 1983 and to now, you don't know what it is, right? You just
To be
don't.
fair, you are older than all those people, so you should have heard of it.
Not by much.
Yeah, you should have all the skibbity on.
Yeah, you're
Germaline,
asking a
man.
21-year-old.
You gotta get your head out of your
hold
ass.
on, oh no! So now the argument's changed, has it? Oh no! Yeah, I don't
Well,
want
the
to hear
argument,
it.
whoa, the argument had never changed. It was the fact you, as a person of your age, didn't know what nearly 40 years old.
Beg your pardon.
Didn't know what fucking Germaline was.
Listen.
Not some 21-year-old.
You
And
wouldn't
I
have a cold
respect
right
that.
now if you had some Germaline.
Yeah,
I know
man,
what-
you'd have stuck that up your nostrils and you'd be fine.
I've still got it. I know what Skibbity Riz is, right? I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're a fucking spring chicken. You're not 21, are you?
Oh, I don't. Rosa reminds me I'm no spring chicken, don't you?
But
You
he
worry about it.
hangs out with the kids, you
I
see.
know.
He's-
So he thinks he's one of them.
No, I
when he
don't.
clearly
You can't
isn't.
prove it, Duke.
He clearly isn't one of the kids.
You were
although
just
he-
wandering around talking to 21-year-olds.
Yeah, look at me. I'm 21.
man,
Look, I'm
can
the
I
same
ask you
as
some
you.
questions for my podcast, yo?
I'm the same as you, dude.
I get all the old jokes at work.
Look at me. I'm so young.
Yeah, you do.
I get all the old jokes.
Go on, how old do you think I am? I know I'm 21 like you.
Hey,
Oh, blah, blah,
you've been
blah.
playing the latest Pokemon game?
Yeah, exactly.
No, we
It's
play
all over
Power
me.
World now, baby.
Have you been playing Roblox recently? I've been
Yeah.
playing that a
We
bit.
play Dress to Impress.
So the issue is, I'm not as old as you lot.
No, but only just. You're old enough to know Germaline. I'm sorry, Chinny. There is no.
No, I'm not, because I didn't.
Yeah, but your defense is that 21-year-olds
Do your
don't
folks,
know what it is.
Chinny? Do your folks know about Germaline?
They,
Of course they
That
do.
would be an interesting question.
they barely
Is it
know.
geographical, perhaps?
My dad is from the silent generation. They barely know what germs are. They used to eat raw sausage for fun.
There's still people in the Midwest here who eat raw hamburger meat.
I'll bet.
Cannibal burger or something?
I'm going to put actual cash on this. I'll bet £1. I'm not going crazy.
Oh yeah, that sounds that
I'm
that
gonna
is
put
crazy
actual
for you.
cash on this.
I'll
£1.
bet £1 that
Right.
both your mum and dad know what Germaline
Okay,
is.
well, I haven't seen my mum and dad for like 8 weeks. I'm a terrible son, but I will.
You are a terrible
You haven't
person.
talked to them?
I've texted them and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I will message my mum and
Okay.
ring my dad, and I mean I should just do that more anyway. But I'll do that.
Now you have a reason to do it for the
and I'll
show.
ask them.
Although I'm not as certain because of your perception of stuff, I reckon your brother would probably know what Germaline is as well.
I'll ask him.
I could be wrong.
I'll
I could
ask
be
him.
wrong. I'm not as certain of that, but you know what I mean.
I'll ask him.
Could be wrong. Right, let's read the rest of these emails because we have got a few to get through.
Yeah.
So first one's off Jason, and it's a short.
Jason,
one. It's a short
Oh,
one.
well, short for Jason or short?
It's pretty short. It's pretty short in
Okay.
general. He says if I can click on the right one. He says, Stu, are you okay, Stu? He says.
Are you okay?
Hey, I figure you may have some kind of insider knowledge. I'm following the band The Cure's online hype for the new album, Songs of a Lost World, and it's
Okay.
releasing on November 1st. The global viral marketing has made its way to Blackpool. I believe that's where Robert Smith was born. And the video clip they just sent out is of Blackpool Tower. Is something
Okay.
happening in Blackpool, Jason? Interesting. But yeah, apparently he was born in Blackpool and then moved when he was about 6 years old, Robert Smith. So he was sort of fairly young. And then they've done a YouTube short and it's showing what I assume is going to be the album cover and then Blackpool and then the tower and stuff. So there you go. Now, I think Jason's alluding to the fact there may be some impromptu concert in Blackpool for The Cure, maybe. Don't know. To coincide with the launch of the album. That would be cool if it did. I mean, people in the comments for this viral video are going, "Oh, that'd be cool if they do like a concert in the ballroom or a concert at Winter Garden." So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? That would be cool. But there you go. That's his email this week. He just
Yeah.
wants to know if I've got any. Well, I haven't, unfortunately.
No, the answer is no. Fuck off, Jason. Just kidding.
No, I haven't. But if I did, I'd tell you. Okay, next email is off David Thatcher. I don't know.
David Thatcher.
I don't know whether he's emailed in before or not. He may well have done. Don't know. And he says remasters is the title of the email. He says no then. So it could be Yorkshire, that, couldn't it? No then.
Yes.
This is something I've been thinking about for a while, and you touched on it slightly in last week's show. So I put my thoughts into an email to hear what you have to say. A few years
Okay.
ago, I bought the Mafia Trilogy bundle in a sale. It came with Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and Mafia
Mhm.
3 with all the DLCs.
Okay.
I paid £30. So it worked out at 30 whole pounds. So it worked out at £10 again, which is great value for money.
Yeah.
Money has always been
Sure.
tight, even tighter with the cost of living crisis. And I don't buy that many games anymore. I've never played any of these games beforehand. I looked up Mafia Definitive Edition gameplay on YouTube, and the game looked great.
Yep.
And I've heard good things before I bought it. Well, we both played this, and it was really,
Very,
really
very
good.
good.
Great remake. It was more of a remake, wasn't it, than a Definitive Edition?
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the game and completed it to 100%. Then I went into Mafia 2 Definitive Edition and was extremely disappointed.
Oh no.
Why, you ask?
Why?
Because it looked
Why?
because it looked and felt like an old gen title and actually was very clunky.
Oh dear.
You see, I remember playing this originally, and I thought it was great.
Mafia 2, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I love
think,
that
I think
game.
finish the email, but I think I know what the issue is. So
I thought that Mafia 2 Definitive Edition was exactly like Mafia Definitive Edition. Looked and felt the same. I didn't do my homework properly and found out Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is a remaster of Mafia 2 made for the PS3.
yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I stopped playing Mafia 2 after half an hour, feeling like I'd wasted my money. I don't replay older games. I try to play newer games. They're always getting better all the time. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. I've got this. I bought this on Steam in a sale.
It's a remaster, but it's a remaster in the sense of they just up-res the graphics from PS3 to PS4, I believe, and then
and everything else is pretty much the same.
Mafia
isn't it?
game is a remake, so they remade it from the ground up. So, but Mafia 3 came out in 2016, I think. So you can play that one. That's a fairly modern game. So.
Yeah,
that one would be alright.
I think that was probably
I haven't
better.
played Mafia 2 for a long time, but I imagine if you play the Mafia 1 remake and then play a remaster from 10 years previous, it's going to feel clunky. So
it is. The only thing I would say is that from what I can, from what I remember, I absolutely loved Mafia 2. The story was brilliant. The voice acting was pretty good, and the ending was amazing. So part of me wants to tell you, and I know that you're probably going to hate this, is to stick with it and give it another go and see if you can get a bit further in, because it was just such a brilliant story.
At some point, I want to play it for like a dozen old up thing. So yeah.
Yeah, because I love the story, and it is worth playing along for that if you can just look past its shortcomings, I guess. He continues, looking at the recent GTA Trilogy remasters. I remember going to a friend's house and taking it in turns, playing GTA San Andreas on the PS2 and having a blast. I have played the San Andreas remaster, and it was horrible and rubbish. It was just rubbish. The game's graphics gave me migraines and made me feel sick.
Yeah.
Also, the Tomb Raiders 1 to 3 remasters, in my opinion, look terrible. And I would not be able to play them. I've looked at YouTube videos, and it looks like the bare minimum has been done to turn a profit. I'm struggling to find out why these remasters aren't more like Mafia Definitive Edition. Give it a brand new overhaul and modernize it for the modern audience. In the GTA Trilogy remasters, looked and played like GTA 5, which I've played lots and do sometimes go and play online with my friends. If it looked like this and played like this, I could enjoy it and actually play it. If the Tomb Raiders looked and played like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I would have put mine on my wish list. Is it companies doing the bare minimum to make a profit, or is it nostalgia keeping it true to the original source? Why aren't more remasters like Mafia Definitive Edition being updated to today's standards? So, my personal thinking on this is that it's the cheapest way to do it and make people think that, you're getting something different to the original game when in fact you're not. It's a cash grab, is personally what I think. I don't know. What about you, Chinny? I really have gone off this time.
No, Chinny's gone off. He was muted.
Oh, for God's sake! Stop doing that to me.
I think they're games to remaster.
You're doing that on purpose, I
Yeah,
assume.
you are.
Yes, I'm just trying to fuck with them.
Okay.
Tough games to remaster because Tomb Raider games are all block based, so it's built on looks like Minecraft blocks in a way. So really, to remake Tomb Raider, you would have to remake it from the ground up. So what they did here is they sort of remade. They put a lick of paint on the original game, whereas a Mafia is a remake. So it's like just strip it all down and start again. I don't know why they didn't do it. They could have done it, but like I suppose a lot of what makes the old Tomb Raider games feel the way they do is because of this block based platforming that you could do. So a remaster wouldn't really feel like Tomb Raider original at all. So it was just more of a choice. But again, it could be it is sort of cheaper to do that than to remake it from the ground up. With Mafia, the original Mafia game, they had no choice. That game is so old that it was just probably easier to start again So that's why I think. So sometimes it's about
Deviant, I
when they-
don't even know how well this holds up these days.
Yeah.
But they did make Tomb Raider Anniversary. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I
do.
do remember that. Yeah, I do, and that was a remake of the original Tomb Raider. And yeah, that was. But that's probably.
Are you doing
very-
this on purpose now?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, are you off, Stu? Oh boy,
20 in it.
1:30. Stu lost his voice.
Do you know it really just did it back?
Yeah, I know. We heard you go.
So annoying. Now here's me thinking it was you messing around.
No.
Well,
And then-
you
and
were
then
right
it-
to think that because.
And then it wasn't. Yeah, I
And it
said
wasn't.
like the Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Yeah, no, yeah,
yeah.
I played, but that's probably like 10 years old or older.
I said I don't even know whether that holds up now, but I
No,
remember
that's
that being
probably
really
older than
good
10
at the
years.
time.
I reckon
Yeah.
that's about 14 years old or something.
Let me have a look. I'll tell you because I was just googling it to have a look. That actually was. When did that come out? Hold up. Do you know when that came out?
75 years
I'm
ago.
gonna say,
Holy
hold on.
crap.
Let me think.
Holy crap.
I
Don't
think
tell him.
that Tomb Raider
Jesus
Anniversary-
Christ! I can't believe that.
I think it came out 2010.
2007 that came out. It's
Oh my
17 years
Christ.
old.
Yeah, wow.
17
Wow.
years old. But I'll be honest, it is better than the remasters they've just done. That
Oh.
if you want to play the original Tomb Raider game in a more modern
Yeah.
control
Why
scheme,
don't they remake the remake?
they should remake Anniversary because it was pretty good at the time, if I remember rightly. But wow, can't believe that. Yeah, I just think, you know, like we just said, I think a lot of it is just to make some quick cash to just get AI to up-res the
Oh,
graphics.
stop it! They don't get AI.
Fucking AI does everything now. What are you talking
No,
about?
stop it. That's
Let's
that,
get some
you
fucking
sound like
AI
a
in.
bloody bloke in a pub going, it's all bloody.
It's true. It's goddamn
Hey, I've
true.
served me this pint.
Shush.
AI. So anyway, I needed to get that off my chest. It's been eating away at me for some time. Okay, then bye.
Bye.
David.
Well, thanks for writing in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
thanks.
David.
There are some- I mean, Resident Evil 2. That's the best remake you're gonna play.
Yeah, RE2. RE3's pretty good as well.
RE3 is amazing.
RE3's pretty
I
good.
haven't played 4 yet, but yeah, I'm gonna play.
Obviously, Dead Rising, which I'm playing at the moment, is a really good remake. And the remakes, I mean, they do look and play like the original, but they've done so much stuff to make it modern.
Apart from Mafia 1, it's all Capcom, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, Capcom are the masters at
They're
this.
the absolute bollocks at it. Yeah.
They are. They are. And then we've had all the Last of Us remakes and remasters and all that stuff. And to be fair, they're pretty good in the original form. You know, none of those games were shabby to begin with.
No.
But they do look better now. So yeah. Okay, but thank you for that, David. Okay, Andy Smith is next, and he says developers and IPs.
Oh.
He said, "Hello. Recently, I've been replaying the Splinter Cell games, and we haven't had a new one for 11 years.
It ain't coming back.
11 years. What a shame.
He's dead.
Ubisoft owns this IP, and I've lost all trust in this developer because of all the buggy, broken games they bring out now. Look at Star Wars Outlaws, and let's be honest, they charged a lot of fucking spondoolies for that game.
Spondollocs.
Mondollocs. And because they haven't done anything with Splinter Cell, I was thinking, if I could give this IP to another developer, I would give it to IO Interactive, who make Hitman,
Oh yeah.
World of Assassins trilogy. I think they would do a great job of making a new Splinter Cell
They're
game. Yeah, it's
making-
probably
they're-
right.
They're making a Bond game.
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh.
Duke will be into that.
When are they going to remake Quantum of Solace? Come on.
Never.
Never, ever,
They
ever.
should. That's a game
won't.
that needs a
They
remaster.
won't. No
They
one
won't.
cares about
Not
it.
with that attitude, they
Well,
won't. If we all
well.
demand it.
Just a
No one's
minute.
gonna demand it.
Hold that thought, Duke.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Another game, Carmageddon. I love these games. The latest wasn't great, but if I could, I would give it to the developers Bugbear that made Wreckfest. They did a crossover Carmageddon event, and it was amazing. Okay, it was only 2 maps and got the Red Eagle car in the game, but it was phenomenal.
I tell you,
I would give-
Carmageddon
The Legend
2,
of Red Eagle in Skyrim?
Carmageddon 2 was my life in the year 2000 when I was 15. Oh, I played the
Ugh.
fucking shit out of that game. Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah, and if you had a scrape, you could get a bit of Germaline on your knee. I would give the Carmageddon IP to these devs, and they would absolutely smash a new one out of the park. So, are there any IPs that you would give to another developer that you think would make a great new version of a game? Andy?
Just give everything to Rockstar.
No, because we'd have to wait 25 years
Yeah,
for
but
it
it'd
to
be
happen.
good though. It'd be good.
Same with Bethesda.
Same with Bethesda. So,
yes,
Duke. So, Duke, who would you give your Quantum of Solace IP to make into a new...
We could give it to Activision again. They did it the first time. They were great. Or it was Treyarch. So give it to them again. They're great. They make good
Treyarch, yeah,
games.
Treyarch.
Yeah.
They went on to make Call of Duty games, didn't they, in the end?
they
So-
That's right.
They made them before that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was made in the
They
Call
know
of
what they're
Duty
doing.
4 engine. That game.
Yes, it's awesome. Do it again.
They won't
No,
Why
well,
not?
because it's
Well,
James
this is
Bond.
how-
It's a mess.
Look, Mike, if he
Whatever.
wants to do it, look, this is hypothetical. He can give it to
No,
whoever he
Exactly. I
wants.
was asked what I wanted to
I'm
see, and
sorry,
I'm telling you
but
what
I
I want to
don't
see.
answer
Also,
hypothetical
Mercenaries
questions.
Playground of Destruction. Give it to Ubisoft because they know how to make open world games.
No,
man.
they don't. They made fucking carbon copy all the same open world.
Hey, it's a
games.
good carbon copy, though. It's a good original that they're copying. I like
Mm.
it. Fucking Outlaws seems to be doing all right. I want to play that.
Yeah, but apparently it's shit.
Well, that's not okay. Fine. I mean, some people say it's shit.
A lot of
It looks
people are
cool to
saying
me.
it's very good, Stu, as well.
And a lot of people are saying it's shit.
What's it say on Metacritic? Because that's really the most important
I don't
score.
know.
we
I
can
haven't
look at.
looked because I just think it looks shit. And it's
So
too
you,
expensive.
so you think it looks shit and it's too
They
expensive?
can just
but-
keep that game.
So therefore, a lot of
It's
people say
shit.
it's
What's the
shit.
Metacritic score?
76 on Metacritic
76,
for
yeah.
PS5. So
yeah, that's a
like,
fail.
whatever.
Anything under 80 is a fail.
No,
Oh,
it's
isn't
for
it?
God's
Of course
sake,
it
Stu is in a
is.
mood.
Of course it is.
No.
Back in the
The
day, if you
same
got-
score on Xbox.
Back in the day, if you got under 90, it was considered a fail.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Telling you, awful.
Let's see,
Awful.
what's Deadly Premonition critic reviewed on Metacritic?
No,
Hey,
1000
steady.
X resist is 85. Does that mean it's a fail?
Yeah, but it's less of a fail than.
But it's a fail. You said it's a
Star Wars
fail.
Outlaw. No, I said back in the day they considered it a fail, not now.
Well, then what are you talking about? We're not talking about back in the day. We're talking
Yeah,
about
but
games
under,
out right
under
now.
80 is pretty mediocre for some of the charging nearly 100.
Oh, now it's under 80. Yeah, okay.
It's the charging. That's what bothers him. It's how much they pay.
It's the charging,
It's
of
the
course.
money. He can't.
It's not
separate it.
justified, man. It's not
Right.
justified.
Uh-huh.
Too expensive.
So Metascore on Deadly Premonition is 68.
68. Yeah.
See, it's not far off, to be fair.
Not far off.
Oh no, it's not far off.
It's not far off. Yeah, but let's be honest, for a game
So
that's
10
so
points is not far
polarizing-
off. Well, in other words, the Resist 1000X is 10 points away from Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, 10 points better.
Ay, ay, ay.
Talking about 9-year-olds.
Um,
Are we got any more emails?
I don't know.
Or are
Have
we
you
ready for
got
speak
got
pipes?
anything, Chinny? Have you got anything?
Oh yeah,
Have we got anything?
someone do a remake.
Yeah, a remake of a game.
Who do you want to see do a remake of something?
Or take an old IP that just doesn't get done anymore.
You know what? I just think, like, how do you fuck up Bomberman?
Well, not well. You shouldn't really, should you?
Like, because the latest Bombermans are awful. Tara, remember Bomberman? Tara's tired. So like, how do you fuck up Bomberman? And Bomberman seems. to
Yeah,
be-
really.
Yeah. Remember Bomberman?
I love Bomberman.
Like, there's no good Bomberman games now.
Just play the old
Hi,
one.
Tara. Rose is very cute, and that picture you posted on Instagram is also very cute. Don't take your headphone off of me, God damn it! I will be heard.
Oh, this is coming from the man that, like, as soon as his wife walks in, you like just mute us and talk to us straight away.
Oh, I'm just saying I will be heard. I'm not saying you can't talk.
Yeah.
but I'm just talking about Bomberman. How there's not a good Bomberman. in this-
Yeah, how do you fuck up Bomberman?
What's up with Bomberman?
What makes a good Bomberman good? Online multiplayer. That seems like an easy one.
Yeah, it does. Or local couch multiplayer.
Like cross-play, so you can play PlayStation, mobile phone,
Yeah.
PC. Like, what is it? What about like Bomberman 99? Yeah, like a battle royale Bomberman. Like, what's going on? It's just a franchise that no one touches.
It's like
Yeah.
Worms, isn't it? Because after the
Yeah.
Worms Armageddon, they just fucked Worms up because they wanted to make it fully 3D and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You got to change with the times,
You may
man.
go now.
They fucked up
Well,
Worms.
Thank you for
I've
bringing
got
me a
go.
drink and
Tara's
taking
allowed
care
to
of
go.
Rosa while I do the podcast.
The
Dixit
one
Rosa.
IP, the one IP I would say is Alone in the Dark, and they've made one of these recently,
Yeah.
and he got slammed. It wasn't apparently it wasn't great, and I just feel like Alone in the Dark is one of these almost fabled games that came before Resident Evil. You know, that should be by all rights good. It should be they should be able to make a decent horror game out of this franchise, but they can't seem to do it. I mean, they even got whatever his name is out of Stranger Things to be one of the voice actors in this game. You know what I mean? They've got some talent in there. It should be bloody good. So I think they should give it to the developers who made the Resident Evil 2 remake and
Yeah.
get
Do
them
what you did
to-
before with this.
but with Alone in the Dark. Because
Yeah.
it does seem like it's a decent IP, but I've not seen a decent game come out of that IP so far.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know it's David Harper, isn't it? I didn't even
Yeah.
know this game existed.
I know. It's almost like they sent it out to die.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I feel like this IP needs a really good developer to make it. Like Capcom. Just give it Capcom. Give everything to Capcom. That's what I'm saying at this point. Because they
Yeah.
know what they are
Who,
doing.
who made this game?
Do you know, I feel like, not Blooper Team, was it? I'm trying to think who made it. I do feel like it was a well-known developer. I don't think it was like some nobodies.
Oh, okay.
So
Infinity
yeah.
Ward.
No, I don't think it was Infinity War. Have you found out who it is? Are you looking or
I'm
not?
looking.
Anyway, I'll let you carry on doing that.
Kung
Project
Fu
Red.
Factory, Chrysalis Software, Atari. You know why there's no good Alone in the Dark game? Because Atari own the rights to it, and Atari
Yeah.
is shit.
Yeah, they are these days. And another email off Alex Green, and he says feedback to the show were Duke's microphone. Hello, veterans of the gaming lifestyle. Duke has been sounding quiet a lot recently. I turn up the volume, then Mike and Stu become too loud.
Oh,
I've
no.
been looking through past live streams on YouTube, and Duke's microphone hasn't been there since episode 728. I know he was having computer problems, so maybe it's linked. I do have a hearing loss, and now Duke is very quiet in the show. Where is his microphone? So this was sent originally.
I thought this was a while ago.
Yeah, 24th of May. So he sent us an update.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So
What's
it
the
says,
update? Go ahead. Tell
it
us how
says-
it is. How's the hearing? Is my mic okay?
It says, hello, veteran. Sorry for this late reply. I thought I sent it, but saved as a draft by accident.
Alright.
Life gets in the way, and I've binge listened to the last 10 episodes this week to catch up with the show. Duke has been
Yeah.
sounding louder. And it's
Yeah.
much better since he's moved his microphone back to
Yeah.
where it was.
It's not about microphone placement, dude. It's about the adjustment I have in the software I'm using. But I'm glad I worked it out.
So anyway, he said, I wanted to write in regarding my knowledge about something Stu said about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
At
He
least
said
it's not
that-
about Germaline.
He said that when he beat the campaign, he unlocked an achievement for doing so. I said that only 4% of players had unlocked this. And he said, no one plays it. That's not true. Let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
So I
Explain.
used to be an achievement hunter back in the day, and I have an account with TrueAchievements.com, which is an achievement tracking website. On True Achievements, you must unlock an achievement on your gamer tag in the game for it to sync and track that game on the True Achievements account. However,
Yeah.
on Xbox, they track each gamer tag separately, even if you launch the game on your tag for a second or haven't unlocked an achievement. So, for example, for all of the Starfield, for all of you into Starfield, the first achievement players unlocking Starfield, it's an awarded when the player flies off into space for the first time. It's a story achievement that's impossible to miss. But looking at the global Xbox achievement data, it turns out that only 75% of players have the achievement, though the true achievements unlock percentage of the achievements currently sits at 100%. So going back to Call of Duty, they have merged Modern Warfare 2 and 3 today, calling it Call of Duty HQ. And the Modern Warfare 3 achievements are classed as DLC achievements. So when you play either Modern
Ah.
Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 once, even once these achievement percentages go down. The most popular game mode is Warzone. There are millions playing this game mode. So some people only play the multiplayer or the zombies, whilst there are those who have played the campaign. All of the Warzone multiplayer zombie games have caused this to be 4%. Yeah, but this is the point I was making. It's not that people who play the game don't play the game. It's that they don't play the campaign and only play Warzone or only play the zombie version of the game. So that's so what you're saying actually backs up what I was the point I was making. I guess I maybe didn't make it very well. But the point I was making is people don't play the campaign, not play the game. Is that right? Am I reading this right, or is it me misunderstanding this?
No, I think it just got lost in translation. So, like, I think that is an important thing to clarify there, and hopefully it makes sense to him.
Yeah. So I think you are. I think you're right, and I think I'm kind of right.
I think you're both right. Yeah.
Yeah, in the point that I was making. Also, you have Game Pass players going, I will have a go at that, and that percentage goes down even further. Yeah, but the vast majority of people play Warzone, or they play the multiplayer, or they play zombie mode.
I know I do. I don't touch this campaign.
And that's the point I was making. That they not that they didn't play the game in general, just didn't play the campaign in the game. I guess is the point I was making. The new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will also be classed as DLC achievements, as it will be a part of the Call of Duty HQ, and these achievements will also be rarities too because of the above-mentioned factors. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. I'm not great with words, but I know what I'm talking about and share my knowledge with you. Every day is a learning day, so live and let learn. Thank you for reading. P.S. I do not know about Germaline or the taste of root beer.
Oh,
not
snap.
common knowledge for me, and I am from England as well.
Thank you.
There you go.
I bet he's my age as well.
Sorry,
I bet he's
Stu.
I bet he's young. So I actually think that's finally all the emails. We've got a lot of emails this week, which is great.
Yeah, we did.
So we like all the emails. But
so what are we going to argue about this week so that people write in for next week?
We have got.
I think shirts are terrible. Nobody should be wearing shirts.
Yeah, we have got one more email before we move on to the speak pipe, but it's a quiz, so that's why I've saved it.
Jeez,
So,
we got all kinds of things.
It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
It is from our regular quiz master himself, a silent gamer.
You've got a clip of me.
It's an Assassin's Creed quiz. So it's
Oh,
Assassin's Creed this
okay.
week.
I'm gonna fail this because I don't know shit about
we played quite a few Assassin's Creed games between us, my Chinny and myself. So hopefully we should do all right. I'm hoping.
If it's about Assassin's Creed Origins, it takes place in Egypt. Do I get a point?
No. Hi, Stu, Duke, and Chinny. Hope you're well. Here is question 1 of 5.
I'll tell you what, I'm in a better mood than I was at the start of the podcast, so that's a win.
Win-win. Which of these is a virtual reality machine in Assassin's Creed? Is it the Visiontron?
Can I answer the question without the?
No, just wait till it gets read out.
Well, at
and
least
yell.
let me read the answers. Okay?
Come on, Chinny.
Is it A, the Visiontron? Is it B, Project Blackout's Combat Immersion Chair?
No, what the fuck is that?
Well, it'll be from another game. Remember this?
I guess so. I don't know that game.
Is it C, Zinyak Simulation Machine?
No.
Or is it D, the Animus?
Yes, the Animus.
It is the Animus.
Whoops, I did it for Chinny because you know that's the only one I'm getting. Whoops, I meant to hit silence. Yeah, so I don't know where the rest of these are. Black chair, make-believe machine. I don't know.
Any ideas, Chinny, where any of these others come from?
The Blackout one, I'm going to guess is Black Ops because that had some weird stuff in it.
Okay, so that's...
but I don't know the others.
Black Ops. What about the Visiontron? I feel like that sounds like a Fallout. I reckon that could be a Fallout.
The Visiontron?
Yeah.
No, they have the memory den and the whatever it is. You sit in the thing and then you go in the. It's not called the Visiontron.
What about Zinyak Simulation Machine?
Also made up.
They're not made up. They're not made up.
I'm just kidding. I know they're not made up.
I feel like one of these might be from Borderlands. I'm gonna go Borderlands for one of them. I don't know which, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Put it out there. Okay, let's find out. So we were correct, by the way. But the Visiontron, can I just say, is from Fallout 3. Just
What?
saying.
The Visiontron in Fallout 3? What are you talking about?
A Visiontron, also referred to as a Tranquility Lounger.
See, the
and
Tranquility Lounger I would get. What's Visiontron? Apparently it's a thing. I don't know.
Is a large device allowing the user to experience virtual reality simulations in a controlled environment. Going into the
crazy.
Tranquility Lane quest.
Tranquility Lounger. That's what it's called.
It's called a Visiontron.
Come on,
apparently.
man.
I was right. Can I just say I was
Visiontron.
right? Can I just say I was right, by the way? I'm just saying I was right. Project Blackout's combat immersion chair is correct, Chitty, from Call of Duty Black Ops 3
snap, look at
and
Chinny.
4. CIA operative and businesswoman Savannah Mason Mayer recruits some of the world's most elite soldiers for secret initiative entitled Project Blackout, using combat immersion simulation technology to train them.
Actually, it's pronounced Operation Blackout.
Zinyak simulation machine is from Saints Row 4. Should have been gone. That's crazy.
See, I never played 4. I only played 1, 2, 3.
The virtual
One of these
simulation,
days, I gotta get around to 4.
The virtual simulation of Steelport is the main setting of Saint Rose 4,
Yeah,
created by
Steelport, baby.
Emperor Zinyak.
Okay.
So, question 2: which of these is a
Man, that makes me
level?
want to play Saints Row again.
Is a level in Assassin's Creed? Is it a wanted level? Is it an alert level? Is it
Oh, I
a
see what you mean.
notoriety level? Or is it a heat level?
What are the options again?
Wanted, alert, notoriety, or heat?
Well, Wanted is GTA, isn't it?
Yeah, that's GTA. I think it's alert, is what I think.
No, I think you are wrong.
Am I?
I remember this distinctly in Assassin's Creed 1.
All right. Is it
It
notoriety
was
then?
notoriety, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get noticed.
Noticed.
See, I think is Heat Saints Row. Heat Saints Row?
No, Heat isn't. I thought Heat was GTA.
Heat level.
No, Wanted. It's
No,
a
Wanted
level.
is definitely
Oh
GTA.
yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know what. My guess would
Oh.
be like Need for Speed or something.
Oh
Is that-
yeah, I think it might be.
Is Alert Metal Gear Solid?
I don't know.
Sure.
I think it's Metal
Why
Gear
not?
Solid.
Let's go with that.
So we'll go with that. Heat is what to say Need for Speed, are we?
I'm guessing.
Okay, let's see how right we were. So notoriety was correct. Well done, Chinny.
Yay.
Wanted level is obviously GTA. You are correct. Alert level was Red Faction.
Oh wow.
Red Faction series.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
And heat level was Watch Dogs.
Oh, there you are.
Wow. Okay,
Dogs.
we were wrong about a bunch
We
of
were
them.
wrong. We just got the one. Well, we got the two, including the correct answer.
We have ashamed our ancestors.
Question 3 of 5. Which of these people is a director of the Animus Project in Assassin's Creed?
Next.
Is it A, Cave Johnson?
No, that's
B,
Portal.
That is Portal. Warwick Vidic. Warren Vidic, sorry. Is it C, Leviticus Cornwall, or is it D, John
No.
Caleb Brabberton?
Leviticus Cornwall is in
Leviticus
Red,
Cornwall is in Red Dead.
2.
Is it 2? Okay.
Yeah. So I think I feel like it's gotta be.
I think it's B.
Yeah, I think it's Warren Vidic.
What's the third? What's the final one?
John Caleb Brabberton. Well, it could be that because it's kind of English, isn't he?
That sounds like it might be Fallout. I don't know.
So we're going with Warren Vidic. Chinny, any guesses?
Go with that.
You going with that? Here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. It was Warren Vidic.
Yay! We rock.
So
Who
Cave
was the
Johnson.
last one?
Well,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
Cave
in a
Johnson's
second.
Portal.
Cave Johnson is
Okay.
obviously Portal. Cave Johnson,
Yes.
founder of Aperture Science.
Yes.
Warren Vidic was a member of the Inner Sanctum of the Templar Order and the director of the Animus Project at Abstergo Industries through
Abstergo.
Assassin's Creed 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Leviticus Cornwall was correct. He's a wealthy man who owns many of the businesses, including Cornwall, Kerosene, and Tar in Red Dead Redemption 2.
He's got his name on trains and stuff, doesn't he?
And John Caleb Breberton was Fallout 4.
Oh, snap. Look at me go.
You.
What's he in Fallout 4?
He was a chemist and a business magnate before the Great War, best known as the inventor of the Nuka-Cola soft drink and CEO of
Oh.
Nuka-Cola Corporation.
Wow, that's crazy that I knew that, but I have no recollection of actually knowing that.
Yeah, and he invented Nuka-Cola. Come on.
Okay.
Question 4 or 5. Which of these is a boat in Assassin's Creed?
So are we batting 1,000 so far? Or do we get one wrong?
No, we've got them all so far.
Oh yeah, we rock.
Well, we haven't got all of the questions within a question. But
No,
we've
I
got
know.
all the
But
correct
I'm not
answers.
counting that. That's just cherry on top.
Which of these is a boat in Assassin's Creed? The Antenor, the Aquila, the Georgia Lee, or the Van Voyage?
Damn, they went from like, who's this person you may have heard of a few times to what's a boat you were maybe near once?
I feel
There's 100 Assassin's Creed games and a million.
no. Well,
boats
this will
in
be
them.
black. This will be Black Flag, won't
Black
it?
Flag, yeah, sure.
I feel like it's Aquila. I don't know why.
Yeah, you are correct. by the
That
way.
does sound right.
Yeah, I feel like it's Aquila.
The
Even
only
though
reason I
I've
know
played
this is
game a lot.
because in Assassin's Creed 3 there's a ship called Aquila. And,
That's funny, isn't it?
There's there's a TV show, a kids TV show called Aquila, and I
Right.
remember playing
Okay.
Assassin's Creed 3, going, "Oh, this ship is the same name as that TV show that I used to like."
TV show for the kids.
So, any idea where these other boats come from then? Antenor, Georgia Lee, or Van Voyage?
Georgia Lee sounds like it's something in the southern U.S. So I'd say Civil War. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other games with ships in.
No, I don't know. Well,
World of Tanks.
Yeah. I don't know. Shall we? I don't really know. I'm going to give up
I
because
don't really know.
I don't really know. That's so funny that you're doing the voice of a character from Coronation Street.
That's right, I am.
because he watched extras in the same. 'cause he's on-
Exactly. Well, and I heard the Ricky Gervais podcast where he pretended to be Ross. Is it Ross Camp?
No.
No.
Les Dennis?
Les
No,
Dennis.
he's the one who's. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
It was like an impressionist.
I'm not known
Right.
for Family Fortunes and doing an impression of a woman from Coronation Street, am I?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I don't really know. Is
Don't
that
really
funny?
know.
A little bit, yeah.
Anyway, it was Aquila. Assassin's Creed 3. The Aquila was the assassin brig that served as a flagship for the Colonial Brotherhood's burgeoning fleet throughout the latter half of the 18th century.
There you go.
The Antenor was from Red Dead Redemption 2 after the failed bank heist in St. Denis.
That's the ship that they go
They went
after
to the fucking island.
Go on the island with
For fuck's
Dutch
sake.
Alpha Javia. Bill
Biggest
and
mistake in a Rockstar game ever.
Mika
I'll
sneak
say
on
it
board the
here now.
Antenor and the docks to St. Denis in an attempt to escape
2 hours
the
on
law.
the fucking island. Give me a break.
Yeah. Georgia Lee was from Splinter Cell double agent. Undercover NSA
Really?
agent Sam Fisher follows his orders from John Brown's army leader Emily Dufresne's. Must place the red mercury bomb on the cruise ship and
John
detonate the
Brown.
bomb.
Why are all these Civil War mentions happening in Splinter Cell?
I
They
know.
go back in time to 1840.
Must have done. In order to test its effectiveness on Von Voyage is Call of Duty. It's the name of the yacht on the multiplayer map Hijacked. So there you go.
Okay, that's a good one.
Final question. Although to
Okay.
be fair, we're still fully 100% correct.
Yeah, we are. We rock.
Which of these real world cities is in an Assassin's Creed game?
Okay, hit me.
San Francisco,
That's Driver San Francisco.
Istanbul.
San Francisco is also Watch Dogs, so
Yeah, it is Watch Dogs.
Istanbul.
I was thinking it's more likely to be Watch Dogs, that one.
yeah. Well, it's also Driver San
Istanbul, Hong Kong.
It's Watch Dogs 2, by the way.
Francisco. Okay.
There you go. Hong Kong.
Hong Kong is Sleeping Dogs.
Or Mumbai.
yeah.
Mumbai.
Mumbai is Far Cry.
So was it in Istanbul then?
Say in Istanbul.
I don't. Far Cry isn't actually. No, it's not Mumbai. It's not a specific. There are always fictional places that are very much like real places.
So you're disagreeing, Duke?
I'm not saying that it's not. I mean, I think it's probably Istanbul. I would say Mumbai. It wasn't Special Ops in Mumbai. The Line?
No, that was Dubai.
Spec Ops The Line.
Dubai.
Oh no, that was Dubai. Yeah,
that
sorry,
was
my
such a
bad.
good game, by the way.
Yeah,
Love that game.
Yeah, I don't think there was a Assassin's Creed in Mumbai. I
No,
want to say
don't.
Quantum of Solace has a scene in Mumbai. I could be wrong
I
about
don't think it's going to be that, but maybe. You know,
that. It probably won't be. But I do think the
doubt
answer for
it.
this is Istanbul.
Yeah, I do. Okay, it could be Driver San
Constantinople, now
Francisco.
it's
It could be
Istanbul,
Watch Dogs 2.
Constantinople.
What's it gonna be? Here we go.
That poor country.
Okay.
All they've got is that song.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Okay, the answer was Istanbul.
Yay!
was it not-
we got 1,000.
Was it not Constantinople or just?
It is, but that was the
Ah.
old name for Istanbul.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Now it's Istanbul.
It's Istanbul.
Not Constantinople.
A was San Francisco was in Watch Dogs 2.
Hey, and Driver San Francisco.
And Drive San Francisco. Hong
It's
Kong
in the title. Of course, it's there.
was, of course, Ginny Sleeping Dogs.
And San Francisco,
Hey.
San Francisco Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mumbai, I'm sorry to say we were wrong on this count, although it probably is featured in other games, is Hitman 2.
Oh please!
Oh wow.
Hitman,
Hitman
2
2.
is in every country. Look, it's in every mission. Is in every. it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, let's hope you enjoyed
Wow,
that.
Fallout 2 is apparently also set in San Francisco.
I must admit, I do love the quizzes. I love the quiz within a quiz.
Yeah,
I
they're
like trying to
fun.
guess
Thank
the
you.
other answers and what they are.
San Francisco.
Um,
San Andreas is not San Francisco. It's in San Andreas.
Can we just say we got 100%? I think we deserve a round of applause for that. We got a full house today.
Yeah, we do. Woo!
Woo!
We are the champions.
Bart,
We are
Bart, what's the sound of one
champions.
hand clapping? This.
There's no sound. It's not. There's no answer. No answer, Lise. Listen up.
Okay, before we go, we have got a speak
All
pipe
the kids in Springfield are SOBs.
off not Derek.
Type, it's the way to leave a message for us.
By the
Yeah.
way, we should say thanks to Silent Gamer for taking the time
Yeah,
to
thanks to
create
Silent
the
Gamer.
quizzes because he puts a lot
Appreciate
of
that.
effort into them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a lot of effort.
Now, next time, do a quiz about.
Go on.
What have we not had a quiz about that I would like to see a quiz be done about?
Have we had Bethesda games? I feel like we have. I feel like we've had Skyrim.
Yeah, I think we did. And I was ashamed of how little I know.
Yeah.
I'm finally reading the lore books now. I got that library with the 3 bound volumes. I don't know. Do another quiz about something. All right, here we go. This is from Saint Diesel.
Hey, veteran gamers, it's Saint Diesel back again.
Saint Diesel back
I mean,
again.
we're looking at reviews online this week of the new version of Dead Rising, which I believe
They
was
just talked about
originally
it.
released in 2006 on the Xbox 360, so
So
it's about
hold
18
up.
years old now. And before I seen the reviews, I wasn't sure is this a reissue, an update, a remaster, a revised version with some extra story, maybe a bit of extra plot or some new characters, but I'll probably not buy the new version. I did play it back in the day, but it wasn't one of my favorites. It had some fun to it, but never got to finish it, and I've never been a big fan of the Dead Rising series, if I'm honest. But I was thinking, are you fans of remasters, reissues, updates, whatever you want to call them? Do you just ever buy them if you know the original was a game you enjoyed? You think, well, if I enjoyed the original version, this one I'll enjoy again, and it may even be a better experience. I know there's been quite a lot of remasters, reissues, updates, whatever you want to call them, the last 2 or 3 years. One that got some good reviews was the Metroid Prime game, which was out on the Switch. I might buy that at some point. Of course, the holy grail of that, seemingly at the moment, is the Bloodborne game, which may never get remastered. But that's a question for this week. How are you on reissues, remasters, updates? Are you fans or you're not?
Wow. We talked a little bit about this
Wow.
earlier.
Yeah, they did.
I'm a fan of remakes. So I'm a fan of the where they actually take the time to remake.
Right, because the game mechanics grow old very quickly. And so the games we loved playing back in the day probably won't be as much fun now because the mechanics didn't keep pace. And so a remake allows them to give us new mechanics. I think if I ever get around to playing the Final Fantasy VII remake, then yeah, I think I'd probably be into that. But if they were to remaster, just make it look nicer, the mechanics of VII probably wouldn't hold up very well.
No. I mean, what's your feeling on this, Chinny?
I don't mind a remaster. I know what you're saying, remakes are better, I think, but I don't mind a remaster, especially if I haven't played the game. You know, I might as well play the best version of it. So, yeah, I don't mind a remaster.
I do want to play the Riven remake because I mean it's not even a remake; it's a remake. I don't know. It's probably just kind of in the middle. I understand they changed some of the mechanics of like some of the puzzles that were kind of arcane, which is good. But there's something about it, like paying $40 for that game again. Come on, man. I know it's different, but it's not that different. So I don't know. I'm a cheapskate.
I do agree. No, I'm. You know how stingy I am.
Yeah.
But I was kind of willing to fork out the money for Dead Rising because I didn't finish the first one.
Yeah.
You know, because of the original version of it. I was like, this sounds easier. I reckon I could probably do this. And I want to know what happens at the end because there's this cool overtime mode that everyone played. Do you remember this?
There's quite a few endings. So
Yeah. And so I reckon I might play through it more than once because it's only, like, say, 5 or 6 hours to play a playthrough.
But
I did wonder.
My thing about like remasters, not just remakes, like remasters, where you know, like there's a better version of it on the next gen. Like we don't play all the games all the time.
No.
So sometimes I'll miss a game. So for me to have a new generation of console and then they've made a new game, like or a remaster of it, I'm like, well, I'd rather play that because that's going to be a better version of the older one. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, I never played the original Mafia. Like I played Mafia 2 when that came out. I never played the original Mafia until they made the remake of it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm up for this now. And it was kind of cool playing it.
My point, like say Assassin's Creed 4, which was like a cross-generational game. So if you had a PS3 and you bought a PS4, and they remastered it for the PS4, you'd want to play that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you would. The best version.
The best version of it. So yeah, I don't mind them too much. I think there's a place for them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any place for the GTA type remasters where they literally do nothing and just cash in on it. And
those are missed opportunities, I think, because
yeah, definitely
you want a better version of those games. Those games deserve a better version of those games, but they don't have them, unfortunately. So.
Well, they can't be bothered. It's not that they have plenty of money. They could do it if they could be asked. They just can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a missed opportunity. I agree.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think it's time to do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Time for a shout out.
So I'll go first. I'm going to shout out Armor.
Yeah.
He's a cool cat and he knows exactly why. He knows exactly why.
He's been a little under the weather, so we hope he feels better soon.
And I'm also, because I don't give him a shout out very often, I'm going to give Dan a shout out. And again, he knows why. I'm not going to tell you why, but he knows why I'm shouting him out. And he's coming, him and Lewis.
I know why you're shouting him out.
Him and Lewis are coming around on Friday for another nerdy board game evening.
Oh, yeah, Gloomhaven?
Food. No, I don't know. Because.
Sick of Gloomhaven.
No, our 4th player has been AWOL the last 2 meetups for it.
Gotcha.
And
what if you got an AI player? That would be cool.
I've texted him and he hasn't even bothered to reply to me. So who knows?
Ah, bastards.
He hasn't even bothered to reply. He's too busy with his he's got a new dog. He's obsessed with that fucking dog. He's got this Airedale Terrier, it's called. It's the size of a Labrador. I mean, this isn't a terrier. It's fucking huge. It's a monster. So I don't know. He's not been around the last 2 times we've meeting up, but we've got stuff to play. I have recently purchased a new board game.
Okay, what's that?
I've got Risk Lord of the Rings.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. So we played last meetup.
Risk Lord of the Rings. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. We played Risk Game of Thrones, so we played that last time.
I can see that would also be nice.
And you get the Westeros map to fight.
But I don't. I mean, as I recall it, Risk is you got like little. How do they represent the population? Is it blocks or is it cards?
It's not even population. It's just armies, isn't it? So you just
armies, right? How do they represent the armies though? Is it like little tokens?
Yeah, they're like little tokens. So.
I guess the question I'm trying to ask is how do you do the incest?
I don't know. It didn't happen.
Game of Thrones.
It didn't happen.
What? Then it's not Game of Thrones.
It didn't happen.
No.
If there's no incest, it's not Game of Thrones.
But this one,
that's on my word.
But the board game actually is really good because at the end it gets awful, just like the real show.
Yeah, it does. It's a funny battle system. I do feel like it's weighted towards the attacking people rather than the defenders. But I played Risk back in the day.
It's been a long time since I played Risk. Yeah.
But
I've never played.
I used to
Risk.
play. I remember back on like some Macintosh system in the late 90s, maybe. There was a Risk video game, and I remember playing that so much. I was never any good at the board game against other humans, but I could kick the ass of the AI.
Yeah, I sadly came last the last time we played it. So
yeah,
but weirdly, the Game of Thrones one, I got the lesser version, so it's only skirmish mode.
Oh, no incest. Huh?
No, it's only skirmish. Whereas the Lord of the Rings is the full version of Risk, but with the Lord of the Rings map.
And there's no incest in Lord of the Rings.
There is no incest.
Although Sam and Frodo, they're pretty friendly. They're not brothers, but it's, there is.
I'll tell you what. Talking of Sam,
canoodling.
Talking of Sam, have you seen the actor who plays him recently?
No, maybe. I thought I saw him on Colbert not too long ago.
He is a big guy these days. He has put a lot.
He's a hobbit.
Yeah,
Hobbits are big.
I don't know. People do age, Stu. I don't know if you.
Do you know the biggest? When we went to watch
bodies
Peter
get
Kay,
bigger and get smaller. That's the way.
When
it
we
works.
watched Peter Kay, I just couldn't believe how old he looked. I was like, "Fucking hell, he looks like a little old man on stage. What's going on?"
Yeah.
But then I realized it was 26 years since I last saw him live. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's aged a bit. He's got older since then.
People do age, Stu.
I know. It shocks me though. It shocks me when I see how old people look. And I know I'm perpetually young. Do you know what I mean?
This is the man that was just accusing me of going, guess my age, guess my age. He's doing it.
Yeah. I know, I look in the mirror and I think, fuck me, I still look 20. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But no, I do feel like I look at people who are my age and I think, fuck me, you look old. And why have you got a cardigan on? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Take that cardigan off.
Yeah, take the cardigan. It's just aging you, mate. I'm the grey.
Makes you look like a Swiftie.
I've seen
Get
people
it? Cardigan?
I've seen people my age and I'm like, fuck me, I don't look that old, do I? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's what I mean. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is mad. I tend to think I look fairly young for my age, but God, some people my age, they look like proper old men. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, shoot me now.
Yeah. Let me get my gun.
Yeah, get a gun for me. So that's my shout outs anyway. So Dan, Armour, have a good one. There you go.
Yeah. I will shout out the Duchess. She made a funny, she sent me like, I asked it, we were talking about dinner earlier today, and I was like, do we have any broccoli? And she's like, no. But then she went to check the garden, and there were like 2 little sprigs of broccoli. And so she said, here's what we got. And I said, oh, that's a nice garnish. And then she wrote, it is your entire supper. And I'm like, no, I want more food for supper. But that was very funny. Shout out to Amar, I just said why. Shout out to Antonio. He just randomly hollered at me this week, which was great. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Shout out to everybody listening and the people in the chat. And shout out to Rosa. And I'm going to stop babbling now. Good stuff.
Good stuff. And Ginny, last but not least.
Yeah, I'll shout out Antonio as well. Me and him had a bit of a text exchange, so that was cool. And that's about it, really.
Yeah.
There you go.
Talking,
just quickly, talking of Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The last time we painted our lounge, and this shows you how long ago it was.
We painted it Antonio colored.
We listened to Antonio doing his radio show when he was 10 years old.
Nice. Wow.
And how old is he now?
Wasn't 10 when he did
He was 10. He was 10 or 11 years old.
Oh, no, he's 10 or 11.
Yeah, it was around. It was around 10 years old. It was when he very first started listening to the podcast. And he's about 25, 26 now, I guess. So, yeah, long time ago.
And he's finished his move.
We're going in the next couple of months. We're going to strip the wallpaper off and get it plastered.
Strip.
So we'll be decorating again. So it's been at least 15 years since we decorated our lounge. Long time ago.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's it. I guess we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you very much, love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Boring instead, in that hole.
Rocks. Thousands and thousands of rocks.
This student, I told the students to write 2 pages about anything they want. This student wrote about how much he enjoyed the last class he had with me. And he wrote very well. He had a lot of good details. His organization was solid. He proofread carefully. Like, I feel like I ought to take some points off for something, but there's nothing to take points off. It looks like I'm only giving him a good grade because he was flattering me.
Bigging you up. He was bigging you up.
Yeah, it's totally bigging me up. But that's the thing is, like, he's a good writer and he did a good job last year. So, like, he could have written about anything and probably gotten the same grade. So it's just, I don't know, it's very sweet that he would choose to write about how much he liked my class.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good ploy that. Flatter the teacher,
It is a good
get a
ploy.
good grade. You know,
Yeah. Take that, everyone who didn't write about how great I am.
Exactly. Right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys, but I've got to go.
Well, we love you and we will leave you too. Okay.
Yeah, we only had one cutout of mic and earphones. Well, it was more earphones, really.
Yeah.
But I thought it had happened several times when it didn't. So there you go.
Well, I got the time code right here. I'm going to fix it. Don't you worry.
You see, that's the trouble, it is, because it's that automatically thinking something's gone wrong when it doesn't.
Well, and there's a good reason to think that because we were messing with you. And also sometimes your devices go wrong.
They do. Radio, guys, have a good week.
All right, have a good week, yo.
Speak to you next week. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
I should have graded papers. I graded 2 papers during the show. It was ridiculous. Every weekend, I go, every Friday, I'm like, all right, I'm going to grade a lot of papers this weekend. And then every weekend, I just,
Why don't you?
fuck off, kids. Why don't I grade them?
Yeah.
Saturday, I need a day off. And then Sunday, it's like, I don't know, it's hard to get motivated.
Sounds like you have 2 days off. How
Yeah,
dare you.
kind of. But I made a retake quiz and I planned out the week and so I kind of did some school stuff. But
Why don't you
I
just
don't
get
know.
them done first thing on a Saturday morning?
Oh God, no, because I'm so exhausted.
Just the first
And my
thing.
brain is just no. First thing on Saturday is to do everything I can to forget about school. It's not an option, man. I appreciate the suggestion, but nope.
First thing on a Sunday morning.
Fortunately, I mean, I could do that. That's more likely, but it's, I don't know, whatever. It'll happen. They'll get graded. You just keep plugging away. But we have this big test on Tuesday morning that's going to take like 3 hours. So I'll hopefully be able to get a lot of papers graded then.
Oh, yeah.
Because all I got to do is like watch them take their test and then like go back to grading.
I mean, you're not really watching them, though.
It should be all right.
You're not watching them.
How long you been sick?
Well, I was well. Last week when I was shivering, that was bad for a day. And I was all right on Tuesday. And then,
You said tonsillitis?
Yeah.
Eesh.
And then, yeah. Then what was it? This is just like in the last 24 hours. What I've got now.
Yeah.
But Rose has not been very well either. So.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of times the baby will get it and then you'll get it.
Yeah. So she started nursery this week. So.
Oh, they're just germ factories, ain't they?
Yeah, it's just basically just an absolute germ fest.
Did Tara get it?
No, she never gets it.
Huh? Interesting.
She never gets
Iron
it.
Constitution.
It's annoying.
Yeah, really. Think you're better than me, Tara?
She does sometimes get. She very rarely she gets like a flu. Very rare.
Yeah. Mhm.
Annoying. Just annoying.
It is. Yeah.
Bloody immune.
Hey, I can do that thing. This discussion this week convinced me that I wanted to finally play Saints Row 4 because I never played it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm
It's not
installing
as
it
good
now.
as 3.
Yeah, that's the sense I've gotten. And like, part of me wants to just go play 3 again, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous for me to
It's
never
a-
have played 4.
It's a totally different game, really. 4.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I've
not
heard.
even the same game.
Right. I heard it's a superhero game. Someone said
Yeah,
it's a superhero
It's a
game.
superhero
so
game. Yeah,
that's-
that's correct.
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with a superhero game.
Right. Well, I better.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll talk to you in a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Peace out, man.
All right. See you in a bit.
All right.
Bye.
comments in the section to get this guy on. The most successful snooker YouTube channel.
For a minute,
Darren.
you're catching up quick though, aren't you?
Break from Life.
Yeah, good to see
Welcome
you.
to our channel.
That's all right.
Welcome to the channel. It's an honour to have you. Celebrate. We'll have a frame or two. So where did the name come from? Break from Life. How do you come from that?
I don't actually know that. I think it's something I came up with before I thought about making the channel.
Right. Okay.
So I just thought I'd better come up with a name, and that sounded about good. But yeah, I'm not sure where it initially came from. But
that's straight away. That's a very random bridge off the cushion.
yeah, that was the thing because when I started playing, I used to do that, and my coach was like. Oh, okay, I got coaching at 9, and it was like, you can't do that.
Right.
So I did that. But it took me so long to explain me how to do that. When I started to do that on the cushion, I just did that.
Right.
And he sort of said, oh, don't worry, we'll leave that. We'll look at that next time. And no one ever sorted it.
Oh,
it's actually my favourite way to play the shot.
Well, Barry Hawkins, as you probably know, he's got a weird bridge off the cushion as well. To use a golfing analogy, it's not how, it's how many.
Yeah.
As long as it gets the job, well, you can do it again now.
Sure. No, it's a different, because the trouble is with that, I can't see over my wrist.
Ah,
so
okay.
As soon as it gets close, it's back to something a bit more normal. Is that more normal?
Yeah, that's a bit more normal, yeah. It's quite sad these days because actually my best shots are safety shots, which is actually very, very sad.
That wasn't a bad one.
I played in the 900s the other week. I was so bad. I mean,
you really struggle with it
because my cue action has got. But my safety was the best part of my game, which is just a horrific thing to admit for me.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty good.
Well, that was all right. So what did you do before you started the channel? You're full time in the channel now.
Full time with the channel. I was working in a supermarket, and I kept having to work more and more there, and I needed to fill 2 roles, so I needed to do something else. And I kept working more evenings and weekends when I wanted to be playing snooker and and I wasn't doing anything in the middle of the day.
Okay.
When I used to be working, so I had absolutely nothing to do. I was sat at home with a snooker table. There was no reason to play.
Right.
There was no reason to play snooker because I wasn't getting a chance to play any tournaments. But
that's about it. So how long have you had a table, a full-size table at home?
Since I was about 16 at home.
Really?
Yeah. We managed to get it in the garage.
Okay.
Squeeze it in the garage because it was it was a long time coming because but once we got in there, I could drive, so it was almost not necessary then.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great to have it there because I've never had. Obviously I was reliant heavily on my parents taking me around everywhere. Nice. Actually nearly potted one. Like my dad used to drive me everywhere to playing things, but he could only take me when he wasn't working or nothing else was going on.
So what age did you start?
My mum had an old pinball table. Actually, I think it was my dad's, but she saw me bashing the balls around with that, and she got me like a little 3-foot table when I was a little kid.
Right.
And it was.
Well, like a 6 foot by 3. That's what I got.
I got that when I was 3.
When you were 3?
When I was 2, I had a little one, and I couldn't. I don't know how I was able to. My dad must have been really good at teaching kids that age to do things.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how he taught me to do that. But,
oh God.
He showed me how to play. Obviously, showed me how to play snooker, and I had a 3-foot table, and he got me into coaching. He got me down the club.
Okay.
He got me playing down the club, which they weren't too happy about, but they agreed to let me play for like 2 hours when I was 6 years old.
Was it over 18s only or something?
Only under 14s.
Oh, okay.
And we had a guy that was sitting in the corner, and he didn't want to be there, but they said, we've got to have someone there in case any trouble kicks off because we're letting under 14s in the club. And I think the only thing he did is one day my dad started setting the balls up with his fingers, and he just shouted at him, use the triangle. that was...
Well, I do, as you've seen, I don't do it, but I do my fingers, the big gap between the reds and the
pink. That's about the only thing he said to us, and he wasn't there after that. They gave up on watching what we were doing. So after that, it was all, play whenever... Well, I had to just... Yeah, it was just play on the Sunday. He got me into tournaments, and he started really helping me out with things.
Well, like playing in junior tournaments, or are you playing like local leagues, or?
Both, yeah, everything. He was taking me, we went all the way up to Exeter to play in those tournaments up Sidwell Street at the time. That was where we had to go the closest we've had.
Right.
And then there were more in Plymouth later on, so he started taking me to them.
What sort of age were you, say, when you made made your first century break?
Oh, not for ages. that wasn't until I had a table at home.
Right. Okay.
So I was never.
So there was never a time where you could. Well, be like playing big amateur tournaments or turn pro, or was there ever a stage where you thought that was possible?
But I was never playing well enough. That was the trouble. You know, it was looking like I was going well when I was about 13 or so, and everyone else went away from me, and I didn't keep up. You know, I was always a bit behind everybody else, and that was when the problems started. But
was that obviously living where you lived? I mean, it's obviously it's quite different, quite far away from everything,
it was
really.
Far away, so it's like coming. You know, you come here to this sort of distance to play in a tournament, and then you'd be like this straight on the table. Yeah. You know.
So we are rushed a bit. I've been in since 8 o'clock this morning practicing.
Well, that's it. This is exactly what I'm used to. You know. So you do this, and you turn up. I think I played Ben Willison once, so when I played him, and he beat me about 3-0 or 4-0 or whatever it was in 10 minutes, or so, 10 minutes per frame sort of thing. So
you had like maybe a 3 or 4 hour drive and then straight away back.
Yeah, straight back again. I think I was up near Woking, so that was...
I used to do that when my dad, when I was 13, 14, and I used to get the Friday off, the Friday off school, or if I didn't get it off, I'd take it off. And get the train down to King's Cross with my dad on the Friday, stay Friday night in King's Cross in the most godforsaken, awful B&B you've ever seen. I think it was murders taking place in the next room.
The cheap one. You just get somewhere to sleep.
It was horrible. And then go to Essex to play in a Pro-Am, get beat in the first round.
You would get beat still.
And have to go get all the way back again. It's like,
so you travel all the way. You would travel all the way down for things.
Yeah, but I mean not often, because I mean you couldn't really afford to do that all the time.
No. But was there much going on in Scotland at the time?
There was an amateur game. In terms of like sort of, because in those times, early 80s pro-ams, you could get 1,500 quid to the winner, £1,000. But they were all kind of in England.
Yeah, so you couldn't. There wasn't any of the big ones.
Not really. But
so to play the big players, you had to travel.
But I found it quite intimidating. Because especially down south, being Scottish. We didn't have a big sort of reputation as in those days.
Before you, it was.
And you used to go down and you'd have sort of I used to have sort of a reputation. Well, this kid's quite good from Scotland. He's all right. And then you go down and like absolutely destroy, and you're like, oh no, he's
not. Yeah,
absolutely no good whatsoever. So did you play likes of Andy Hicks then?
A little bit. I didn't play him a lot because he was always older than me. He's on the tour, so. I've played him in a few exhibitions, and he never, if he knows you're any good and he plays you in an exhibition, he is dynamite. You know,
he's good player. I tell you what a player!
I think he's played 2 tons against me in exhibitions.
Right. I mean, he still plays now. And I watch him. He still plays a decent standard.
He's retired now this year.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, this was his last year on the tour.
Oh, was it?
I think So he's not playing anymore, but he was always a big player down there.
So so you lost to Ben Wilson. Do you do many more tournaments?
Oh, I did a lot of them. I played
I mean, the mileage must have been
huge.
Just on your own.
Sometimes on my own. Sometimes my mum or dad would take me. But there were a few tournaments around Plymouth area, which was good because I got to play a lot of games. Which
could your dad play?
Not really, because my mum and dad were both athletes, so they. Snooker wasn't a natural thing to them. They were.
Okay. They say snooker's not a sport.
Well, they were almost in that category. But when I was a kid, there was always sport on the TV, so they were interested in anyone playing anything competitively.
Right.
That's what interested them. But they were never that much. I'm doing well here, aren't I?
Well, when we're as bad as each other, to be fair.
He'd go to tournaments, he'd watch the other kids play.
Yeah.
And he'd see what they were doing, and he'd show me all the shots. He'd tell me about one kid who could have a 35 break without moving his feet. He just stood in the same place, and so we can get you to do that. And he'd get me to practice all the colours, because whenever you miss a colour, you're leaving a red. And so we'd spend ages doing that.
Yeah. So it's amazing amount of times that you see on TV commentating, and your players now, you must have cleared the colours thousands and thousands of times. But when the pressure's on, it's almost like the first time you've done it.
Yeah. But it was.
So were you watching snooker on the TV?
Yeah. I think the first time I saw you play was my grandmother knew I liked snooker and would watch it as a kid. So you played Doug Mountjoy.
Okay, and there's UK.
I don't. What was it? UK? I don't know what tournament it was. But
I think that's the only time I played him, and he beat me.
He beat you in the final. Yeah. So I think she's got the last frames.
That was incredible because he got coached by Frank Callan, and he'd done nothing for years, and all of a sudden he came on and he won that one, and he won the next tournament as well.
Oh right, okay.
But I'd beaten Steve Davis 9-2 in the semi-final.
Oh right, because.
It was the first time I'd beaten Steve in a long frame match. And I thought I got Doug Mountjoy in the final.
You got it, yeah. You thought you must have done it.
He made 3 tons in a row against me.
Really? All I remember is, because I haven't seen that for years, but all I remember is just him continuously potting balls.
Yeah, so it was incredible.
I don't think I saw you play a shot. So
absolutely incredible. I never thought, well, that's it, he's won this tournament, we'll never hear from him again. Then he went and won the next one as well.
Yeah. Was he the oldest player to win a tournament?
Good shot. Struck that well. He may have been. It's a funny story actually. So he won the next tournament, the Mercury.
Yeah.
So he'd won 2 tournaments in a row. He probably earned maybe about 150 grand.
All right, yeah, that's quite
After
good.
the second one, he said to all the press men, he says, "Come on, we'll all go out for a Chinese meal in Blackpool." That's where the tournament was. So they all went, thinking, "Yes, this will be good. We'll have a few drinks, meal, thinking free meal." He got up after the meal, paid his bit, and left them there to pay. They were all devastated.
After making all that money. I'm on nothing here, am I? Open up a bit.
So who was, did you have a favourite player or anything? You don't have to say me. If it is, you can say. I'm not embarrassed.
You were my dad's favourite player.
Right, okay.
He would say, look, you just watch Hendry, all he does is win. He just, he plays all the right.
Please say you weren't a Jimmy fan.
No, because of the age I started actually paying attention to snooker. I think it would have probably been Mark Williams would have been, like I remember you playing in the early 2000s and thinking, so because it was more like, oh, that's good, some can actually beat Stephen now. It was when Hendry and...
I mean, how well is he still playing now?
Yeah, I couldn't believe
it's just incredible how well he's still playing. I mean, he's turning into my hero now.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, that's a good positional shot. Oh, I made it.
You got it?
Made it.
You're on it.
Yeah, it's incredible what he's doing. I mean, when you look at him, John and Ronnie, obviously John's not doing as much as...
No.
And Ronnie's... he's still playing. On his day, he's still the best.
It's surprised any of them can play that well still,
But Mark is just a... Well, he's a freak, basically. He's the best temperament I think I've seen in any sport.
Was that a few years ago? He lost to Selby, didn't he? In something where Selby needed a snooker.
Yeah.
And he got it and beat him.
Yeah.
And he just walked out like, oh well.
It's unbelievable. And he honestly doesn't practice much.
No.
He just turns up, but he plays such a high standard. It's incredible. So when did the idea for the YouTube channel then come about?
I saw someone on Facebook had just posted a video of them making 100 break on a lineup.
Right.
I thought I could do something like that, and I posted a few videos, completely forgot all about it.
Yeah.
Looked about 9 months later, they got about 10,000 views or something.
Wow.
I thought, oh, people are actually watching it.
Did you start on Instagram or Facebook first?
No,
just
went straight to YouTube. I thought people are actually watching it then. I tried, and I couldn't really get it to work. And I spent ages trying to work out how to... How's that gone wrong? I've spent ages trying to work out how to get it to work.
Are these written? Let's set them up again.
Go for it.
We'll set them up again. And it's just yourself?
It's
obviously we've got a team here.
Three producers over here doing a great job.
But it's just yourself, basically?
Yeah, it's just me.
Do you have like a static camera and then
I've got it voice activated, so I just...
Oh, really?
I just tell it to turn on, it's gone.
That's clever.
But otherwise you end up having to switch it on, get around the table, switch it off again. But end up shouting at that quite a bit. But it took a while to learn how to do it though, because you post some videos, no one watches, and you think, what's happening here?
Right, okay.
And it's not until I watched a few YouTube channels and they said it's basically the titles and things, how you're naming the video,
right?
And all of a sudden I named the right things and they started to work.
Right, okay.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, this is good.
How long has it been going now?
About 6 years. I can't believe it's so long.
Well, I mean, we're 2 years.
Yeah,
and it's gone so quick.
Yeah, it's so fast without feeling like anything happened.
But you're good shot. But you're closing in on 400,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it's getting
there?
very close.
Yeah.
I thought it might get there before we play today, but I was like, nah, it's not quite going to happen.
It might be there before it goes out.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take.
Give that a plug.
Yeah, we'll say 400,000 and see if we can make it there.
Which is amazing, really. And without, no disrespect, but without not even being, a named player. I mean, it's a phenomenal story. I think. So well done.
The idea of it was to be anonymous in the first place,
right?
Because I didn't want anybody, which was an idea really, but it's worked quite well, and it's.
Yeah. And explain to anyone watching this that doesn't know what sort of stuff do you do on there?
It's basically just encouraging people to play snooker. That's the main part of it. When I was struggling to get a game anywhere. I was struggling to play, and then I thought, well, no one else is playing. Every club I'm going to is shutting down. So I was like, can we persuade more people to play? And eventually I managed.
I think that's one of our objectives as well.
Yeah, so that's the main objective. But we also, we look at tournaments, people playing. We recreate a huge amount of shots on the channel because that was quite popular. You play the best shots. I'm tripping over something here.
So I mean, you have to watch a lot of snooker then.
Yeah, I watch quite a bit of it. Yeah. There's a few YouTubers that post stuff that I can see what their idea of the best shots are, which are usually fairly good. Shot. Oh, I nailed it.
You can't screw back on this table.
You can't. I bet it's more reactive than mine. I'll put money on that.
Oh God. What? That could be in, by the way.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't think anything goes.
No, it's not.
No.
What kind of table have you got?
It's just a regular table. It's very similar to a lot of the club tables I play on.
Right. Okay.
So it's not too bad in that respect. I've got to get a recloth because it's rolling off like crazy.
I was going to say that. How often do you recover? Because it obviously gets plenty of use.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're trying to do good shot, if you're trying to do demos, you need the best conditions. You do it properly.
You can't, because I've got ways of playing deep screw shots, but it's.
Because I've seen you do obviously masse shots and stuff. I tell you what, I'll get you to try later. You've no danger doing it in this cloth.
All right, it's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
You can try.
I can give it a go. I don't know if it will work or not, but it's.
People request me to do it. I can't do it. I'm the worst. I can't do a masse shot. You might have to teach me. I don't honestly.
The thing is, there's a few tricks to what you do with the balls.
Right.
That make it work better.
Well, don't give away your secrets.
Well, no, but. I just learned because you watch some pool players. What's the French guy called? He spins that ball halfway back down the table.
I met him in China.
You met him, yeah. He spins the ball halfway. Venom guy,
yeah.
You watch him, he goes halfway down the table and back, and you think, has he got a magic cue? What's happening with that?
Well, I mean, I see him do the stuff live. I mean, it's like he's incredible what he can, the power he's got.
Yeah.
Obviously, the cues are a lot different.
Yeah.
And snooker, but watching him live was incredible.
I still can't get that anywhere near that.
Yeah.
It's.
Did you play a bit any pool or not? Just snooker you're interested in?
I mean, I haven't got near me. There's no snooker tables anymore. No American pool tables. There's a few pool tables. Just regular English. But it's all about the. I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's got to be all snooker really, because that's all I've got. Yeah. That's all I've got to.
And the hat. What's with the hat?
Like I said, that was a disguise. So it didn't work because as soon as somebody saw me, they said, "That's your cue action." I'd recognise it anywhere. I'd know you. And I thought, I think the first time someone recognised me, I was just playing in a club, and they said, "Oh, will you break?" Because I was talking to them. They recognised my voice. And
right. Okay.
And I thought, oh, that's not good. So none of my plans worked that way. But again, they shouldn't have needed to. Well, that's a good one.
How long do you reckon you keep doing it? Will you just keep doing it?
I'll keep going until as long as it keeps working.
Yeah.
It was doing a lot better than my job was at one stage. So. Yeah.
We'll have to have a race now to 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we'll go for it. I keep putting out the short videos, which are really popular at the moment. Because.
Literally just a few seconds. Literally just. Is that what you do as well? The shorts.
Yeah. Because I realised I can just stick a camera on my head and then people to watch it, and I didn't think they would, because the other videos have got to be so well produced and to get anyone watching them.
Yeah.
And with the shorts, you can just it's almost the more simple you make it, the more views you get. Shot.
Yeah, I think one of the very first videos we did was the 3 mistakes beginners make, and it's like incredible. Yeah,
that went.
Yeah.
And that one with Steve Davis, where he said, "Put your arm in the right direction" or something like that. And I think that's got 8 million views, hasn't it?
I did cheat a wee bit there. I did touch the white, but
okay.
But I don't think the cameras picked it up.
I don't think they saw it
because it's my channel. I get cheat a wee bit.
I think that's got 8 million views, hasn't it?
I did cheat a wee bit there. I did touch the white, but but I don't think the cameras picked it up.
I don't think they saw it
because it's my channel. I get away with things.
Yeah. They were the wrong side. Got to be honest, I missed that.
I mean, that took all my effort to get it back there. It's so heavy. Have you been to watch a tournament live? A big tournament?
Yeah, I think I saw you at Plymouth Pavilions once.
Oh, okay.
That was. I think you lost to a guy called Nick Walker.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I was sat behind 2 guys, and one of them was planning to ask for your towel when he won the match.
Right.
And the other one was saying, "I'll ask for your chalk." So they ended up with Nick Walker's towel and chalk.
I think I won the British Open there one time. Plymouth,
yeah,
I want to say.
I think you won it that time.
It's quite a good venue actually. That.
I think a bad venue. I think they only did it 2-3 times, and it was.
Yeah, it was Sky. I think.
I think it's the only time I actually knew it was on, because we went the club I was playing at. They took us all over there, and we had we got to go in the practice room. We saw John Parrott. He was explaining about his tip and everything, and because he was at the stage then when he wasn't really sort of playing. Well, he wasn't playing to. He was just rolling into retirement almost. And so he was happy to show us everything. So yeah, that was good. But we can actually.
What cue do you use?
It's actually a Frank Callan cue, but I don't think he had anything to do.
No, I was going to say I can't remember Frank Callan having a cue range.
Someone obviously it was up north. I got it. Someone brought it. Someone obviously bought the rights to it, and they got bought the rights to his name or something like that. And they've.
I bet he doesn't even know. If he was alive, he'd be fuming.
He might be.
He would say, "Give me the money."
Yeah, after seeing this, he'd say, "Give it back." He'd definitely.
What's your highest break?
132.
132,
but which was on my table, but it wasn't. It took me forever to make a century.
Did it?
Yeah. So I've gone into that too well. Yeah, because century in a frame in an actual match.
Yeah.
Because I was having them all the time in practice. Sure. Everything. I cannon the green and not leave myself on the yellow on night 98 or something, things like that. And yeah. Playing for years, it got to the point where I actually had one. I thought if I missed this green, I had a green for the century, and I thought if I miss this green, that's it. I'm never going to get. This is my one shot.
Do you play a lot of snooker without actually filming it? Do you still play?
I play in the league a bit. I've got a league game tonight actually. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you get back in time.
Hopefully get back in time.
What is that? Team thing?
Yeah, it's just 5 of us in the. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, 5 of us. I was thinking about that, maybe miss. 5 of us play in the league.
Just like literally one frame each kind of thing?
Yeah, one frame, yeah. So it's not brilliant. Someone sorted out a summer league this year where we were playing like best of 7s all summer, which was absolutely, felt brilliant. But
yeah, I remember playing in them leagues. You wait all week to play it. You're looking forward to it. You play one frame, and
that's it. Yeah. You can play someone good, get absolutely stuffed. You can play a game you'd never lose. And
are you the best player in the team?
One of them. Another one. One of them where we play in Plymouth. One of our players can't play anymore because he's gone pro.
Oh, okay. So, who's that?
Oh, Hayden Pinney. I think they let me in the team as a sort of charity because we've got like about 5 or 6 of the best players in Plymouth signed on, and yeah, I might get in because they're not letting him play this year. Oh, shot. Not on it.
See, now
you need the massage.
Go on now, show me how to do it.
You reckon? Oh.
Go on.
See if it works. Do you reckon it'll work first? So the trouble is, this is left.
I mean, this cloth is so heavy. Oh, do you do another way?
It's all right. It's all right. I think I can got it. I don't know if the cloth will make the. Oh, nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Oh,
got it.
avoid it.
Oh, take that. Gone through the cloth. But
I'll show you my effort. You'll laugh
You're
at
good.
this. I am the worst masseter in the world, honestly. Oh no,
really?
no,
Do you
no.
wanna go?
Yeah, but there's no power in it. Davis is unbelievable. at
Yeah,
it.
I've seen him play them in an
He'll
actual match.
he'll like do that out there and
Yeah,
he'll come back.
Yeah.
I better chop my cue.
Yeah. You got to hit like almost hit half your tip on the ball.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, aim for half of your tip to. Yeah.
Almost. No, I've had enough of that.
No, you had enough of it.
I've had enough of that. Yeah.
I'll let you go from there then.
Any new plans for it, or are you just going to keep?
Not at the moment.
Just-
I'm always looking for something new because try and stop it getting old. But
People say it, but snooker's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the table never changes.
The table,
It's like golfers, they can different weather, different clubs.
You can go and look at the beautiful scenery. You could, You play a lot of golf at those. don't you?
Yeah, well, I'm
You're loving it at the moment.
almost better at golf than snooker now, but
Yeah, that could be
so hard.
expensive to get into.
but yeah, there's not a lot of. It's quite difficult to find something that nobody's
you gotta-
done before. And
Yeah. And I've started to try and do a lot of things, and then you'd find you're doing something so weird nobody's interested.
Good.
That's happened quite a bit. Oh God, I think that's straight. That's good safety. Who did you lose to in the 900? Was it?
Oh God! I lost it. I lost to Drago first. There was two groups of three. Well, I mean, he fluked along red and made 40. But then I got in.
That
I
sounds
missed.
about right.
But I missed a pink off a straight pink off a spot and a straight pink off. Because people bore people already with my cue actions, but I tried about 3 different cue actions.
Yeah, that's the trouble. The more you think about it, like when will
But
I
you pot that, and then I'll get a straight pink in the middle and miss a straight. That's it's so infuriating. But
That's almost what I have.
yeah. Have you thought of doing? Could you do a lot of instructional stuff? You don't talk about coaching or anything like that. Do you coach
A lot of
anyone?
people have asked. I've never done it because I never felt qualified to do it. It's mostly everything I've done is people have said to me, "Do you want to?" How do you do this?
Yeah.
In the comments, how do you do this? And I made a video on it.
Right.
And that's how it all went.
Okay.
I was making some random video about snooker, and I don't know if we can see this.
And where have you got? Obviously, people great shot all over the world.
Yeah,
subscribers.
the comments map I came up with. Well, that was a brilliant idea because I thought, well, let's ask everybody where they're from.
Yeah.
See where, because I've got a map now that tells me almost to the almost gives me an exact. I've snookered myself. haven't I?
Stop.
I have to swerve. I've got a comments map now that tells me. Well, that nearly worked. No, a bad idea. Yeah, that tells me exactly where everyone plays snooker in the world, so you can see. I mean, it could be pool, it could be other forms of the game and everything, but it's good because.
Oh God.
And everyone wants to get on it, which is absolutely brilliant.
Oh really? Do you have guests on it?
No,
I'll get on your shot.
I'll get on the map. I mean.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought
I've thought about it. I've been trying to. I've asked a lot of people if they want to do something on it with me, and they're all terrified to go on. So there's only been 2 or 3 people who've had to actually do anything on it with me. But
well, we got a tactical battle here. We've got to finish.
Yeah, let's just see. Cut it in.
No. Oh,
that's pretty. Yeah, I used to be quite good when it got to a single ball like this, and recently, no.
Oh, really?
It's all gone. All my prior.
Who would be the player you've sort of recreated the most shots from?
It's obviously Judd.
But can you do something? I mean, it's not easy to recreate his shots.
Well, yeah, like I said, there's a few tricks I can show you, but there's it's he's easily.
Yeah, he
plays probably. I mean, the last tournament I've just done that Monday, and he's played I think 5, 6 of the shots.
Really?
you know, Ronnie did about 4, but that then, you know, the other 9 just comes from everyone else.
Yeah.
And I could have picked more of it, so I just felt like putting in more. Oh, I haven't done that, have I?
Yeah, except when we do like shot the championship, the ITV events, it's so difficult not to have like all Judd Trump shots.
Yeah, because you do the hot shots with ITV, don't you?
Yeah, hot shots, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always watching that just to see what you picked. It's like, I could try and play that one. See what I'll be playing tomorrow.
Stop, that's far too hard. See, if I was commentary, I'd say that was clumsy.
Go to the corner.
No, it's not there.
So my table wouldn't even stay straight. Might actually moving all right on my table. That might have rolled in. Shouldn't have played that with side, should I?
Brush and iron it every single day?
Yeah, well, brush it constantly, just because otherwise you think, oh, it's going to look bad, isn't it? If you.
Well, that's to play the shots. It's yeah, you need good conditions, especially Judd's shots, and screw shots and stuff.
Well, there's a few that make it really difficult. Like I said, there's a couple of tricks I've learned which people commenting have shown me. You know,
really?
They've just said, oh yeah, this is how you can screw back if you do this with a cue ball.
You haven't had the polish, have you, in the cue ball?
Yeah. So you do, there's that, and then you can do a bit with chalk on the cushions to make it bounce if you iron it hard enough and things.
Yeah.
Let's see how well I'm cueing. This could be bad.
I used to do that on my table at home when I was still playing. I used to use a polish because...
Yeah. To just make it similar to conditions.
Well, because when the cloth gets so, otherwise you need to put a new cloth on every 2 months, and it costs a fortune. So if you put the polish on,
and it doesn't wear.
It stops it bouncing.
You can play like the long blues, and it doesn't wear.
Yeah. And then you stops you getting the bounce. The first couple of shots is a bit wacky because the cue ball's too light, but yeah, it just stops the cushions bouncing.
Yeah.
Darren, pleasure.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Thanks for the game.
No, thanks for inviting me.
Cheers. No problem at all. Our pleasure.